Nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
And what is up? Welcome back. It is Friday night, and you're here with the Average Boys podcast. I'm here with my boy Brian D from New Jersey, and I'm here with my boy Trigger. What is up, my dudes?
From Jersey.
What is up?
What's going on, gentlemen?
Tricks. Stop saying that, bro. It's not from Jersey. No one over here says that.
Jersey? Does everyone say Jersey?
Dude, everyone says Jersey.
No, only you guys.
Only us. Only people who are not from Jersey say Jersey.
Have you ever seen? There's this article, and I think it's like the Polish or the Dutch or something like that. And like for July 4th, it was like a bunch of like Polish or Dutch people, and they were like, take pictures like Americans. And it's no shit. Every one of them looks like some fucking hillbilly hick, and like that's how they picture America.
Yeah,
and
dude.
Like,
I mean, I love that kind of stuff.
Jersey. I'll take it. Whatever.
I always find myself like deep into YouTube, like late at nights when I can't sleep, and I've been looking at like Japanese people responding to American snacks or trying American burgers or some shit, right? And one of them came across as like, what do Japanese people really think of Americans? And everyone was like, don't they just have guns and stuff? Like that's all. People just think we just have guns. I mean, that used to be like Texas, and everybody thought we just had fucking horses. Like, but it's true though. In the valley, everybody's got a fucking horse, dude. But apparently, we got spaceships too. So fuck it.
Yeah. So you guys had a interesting spaceship day, right?
It's been a wild week for the city of Edinburgh, dude.
Yeah.
A wild fucking week. One is we had fucking, of course, Papa Elon, Musk,
Elon.
yeah, Theo Elon Musk firing his fucking fireworks into the sky, and the other one was, of course, Grupo Frontera, which is these guys from the Edinburgh area that did a song with Bad Bunny, and it fucking topped the charts, dude, out of nowhere.
Triggs is not with it,
and then everyone was like, "Nah, fuck those guys. That guy owes me $20 and all this other shit, dude." Yeah, it's the fucking. I'm telling you, man, the place we come from is wild as fuck, dude. It's wild. Robert, what's up in the comment section? Good to see you, my dude.
Yes, Rob. What's going on, buddy?
But yeah, it's been a wild week. So, of course, everybody knows that Papa Elon decided to fire his space rocket into space from the Valle, and I believe it was a good success.
And you decided to go to war with people
fucking
on
straight
Facebook.
Up, dude. Decided to call out all the fucking ingrates, dude, that are gonna come out of nowhere and tell everybody why they thought it was unsuccessful.
That Chris went to back Papa Elon for his space explorations. You saw that?
Did you see it, Triggs, or no?
No.
You see my post that I was like, "Hey man, congratulations if you saw it, but don't act like you know about space travel and all you are engineers and shit. Y'all can't even fucking program your remote controls for your TVs, dude."
He went DEFCON 5 on everybody in the valley for no reason, bro. You turn on your own.
You know
people.
What's even crazier than that? I see 80% of motherfuckers be boxing and MMA coaches when UFC fights happen. And there they are talking to me about what they would have done. And I'm like, bro, I've never seen you in my gym once, dude. Like I've never seen you in a fight gym.
Dude, you know what's even funnier? They always wear American Fighter shirts.
Yeah, everyone's still wearing fucking Triumph and what was that Affliction? Them Affliction shirts. Yeah, dude, everyone's still banging that shit.
Say that. It's always those fucking fake hard dudes who have those like American Fighter like shirts. I'm gonna be fucking asses stomped. Bro.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like if someone is still wearing an Affliction shirt in 2023, I'm not fucking with them, bro. There's something obviously wrong with them.
Yeah, it's like a serial killer. Like you know that guy. Like, it's like a fucking serial killer.
I'm not fucking with them, bro.
You know what I miss? Hey, what was one of your fashion shits that you guys missed from high school?
Jinkos.
I miss Jinkos, bro.
Jinkos.
I miss fucking Jinkos, man.
Like Jinkos were like the hacky sack kids, and like
yeah.
Like that was I was
like
never I was
the guy who listened to Limp Bizkit and shit.
Yeah, it was the skateboarders, the Limp Bizkit listeners. Yeah,
and the graffiti artists though.
I probably want to say like a Nietzsche or like the fucking Jabos. Like those were kind of like my type.
And what's the one style that you're happy?
To be like a $5 brand again.
What was that?
I remember like I want Champion to be like a $5.
Oh yeah, and Champion back in the day. No one was wearing Champion back in the day. That was the shit that like you got handed down by like your older brder or like your mom.
You don't even know you bought that shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't even know where they bought that shit.
Yeah, now it's like
what's overalls? That's coming back, bro. The Mario movie broke $1 billion, dude. Overalls coming back, dude, and the mustache, dude, and the fucking Ron Jeremy mustache. What's a style that you're surprised survived the test of time, and you're happy it's still around? Mine are Timberlands, dude. I still get excited when I see people wear Timberlands.
We still wear that shit.
I know. That's why I still get excited when people wear that shit.
Tim's.
I don't know. There's something about it that just like when I see it, I'm like, man, that's good shit right there, dude.
I don't know, man. A lot of the shit that was going on when I was younger, if you wear that shit now, you're a weirdo.
You're weird as fuck, right?
Chucks, dude. Chucks.
Okay. Some fucking Converse.
People still wear that too. So it's like they're not. They're
but it stood the test of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Or you know what? The CBGB, dude. Remember that old fucking club that used to be around, the Rock Club? The one that they used to have, the CBGB, like it's like a circle, and it was like old Black Star kind of writing and shit. It was like a rock club. They used to be in New York City.
No, it's just you.
Oh man, I'm not even from New York. That's like close to you, right?
CBGB.
Everybody kind of kept that like that style of t-shirt design. Okay. I always dug that shit. Doc Martens, dude. Fucking Doc Martens still don't fuck around. They're still around. That's hardcore.
What happened to Fubu, dude?
Fubu Forest Bias. That was my shit, bro.
Damn.
That was my shit. Bro.
Fubu's hard. Not gonna lie. All right, well, what's going on, boys? Anything else out there in the news? Oh, you know what? As a matter of fact, here we go. Speaking of that, who do you guys got for Givante?
Yes.
Ryan Garcia.
Yes.
Dude, I'm gonna ask this shit. I have to ask this shit.
Dude, I'm gonna stick with my Raza, dude. I'm gonna go.
You go, Ryan.
Yo, Javante Davis is gonna beat the shit out that kid. And listen.
Yeah. I want to hear.
Listen, before you get on me, I am a huge boxing fan, 1000%.
Yeah. Me too.
I have a lot of friends that will tell you I have been on Ryan Garcia years ago.
Yeah, he's a sharp motherfucker, man. He really knows the shit.
I am very aware of who Ryan Garcia is, but the problem is he hasn't fought anybody. He hasn't really stood the test of time yet. Gervonta Davis hits really fucking hard. He hits really fucking hard.
He's a very heavy.
He hits really fucking hard, and it's going to be a challenge for Ryan Garcia to stand toe to toe with this kid for a full fight.
Yeah, because I was gonna say in Davis's last fight, he fought this dude that everybody thought was gonna take him out pretty good, and he ended up taking him like into deep waters, got him super fucking exhausted in the later rounds, and just took him apart. Like the thing is like. His camp's pretty smart.
Yeah.
So like even on that weight cut shit that they had Ryan Garcia on, that was a super important move for him also. But they know that Ryan Garcia is coming in hungry because this is going to be the biggest fight he's ever had.
Oh, easy.
You know what I mean?
Easy.
Yeah, so he's coming in. I mean, and Ryan Garcia's no slouch. Like, you know this. He's a strong kid, younger class. You know, he comes in with like a whole other. You know, he's got that. I guess what kids are calling the Riz because of like his YouTube fame and all this other shit that he's kind of pushed. But the
Dude,
kid
he
can
fucking went
punch.
to
He's
Jake Paul's
fast, and
house to call him
he
out,
can
bro.
hit from a bunch of different angles. He's got highlight videos of him knocking dudes out with like punches coming out of his asshole. Like this kid can just punch. You know what I mean? So Davis, I mean, it's not going to be an easy fight for him. But did you hear that he came he came in overweight?
I've seen.
Yeah, Davis came in 1.2 pounds overweight. He had like an hour after the weigh-ins to have to burn that, and he already looked pretty looked like it was a rough cut. It looked like it's a rough cut for both of them.
I've seen Ryan Garcia get put on his ass.
Yeah, straight
I've
up.
seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah,
that.
we all have,
I've never seen Tank get put on his ass before though. That's my only thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's why him and Carnelo got into it. Yeah, because just Ryan Garcia's attitude and his like idea of his fame and all this other shit. You know, he doesn't have a lot of respect for his elders. So there's a part of me that wants to think that Ryan Garcia is going to win this fight based on nothing but the sheer intuition that he's got a lot of potential and he's still younger and he's got more hunger. And the only other thing that I worry about strategy wise is that Davis is probably going to do what Mayweather's plan was, which was worry the defense, you know, don't have to chase these people because they're your opponent and they have to fight you. You don't got to fight them. But I don't know if that works.
I've also seen Gervonta Davis in trouble. I want to say about 3 fights ago. 3 fights ago, when he was still under Mayweather's camp.
Yeah.
He was in trouble. He had Mayweather in his corner, and he needed Mayweather to actually literally get out
Tell
of
him
this.
exactly what to do.
He came out of the stands of the crowd and came over and told him what to do when he won that fight. So it's gonna be close.
I think this is probably the fucking highlight fight of the year right now, man.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like this is
gonna be
easily the top fight.
It's gonna be one of the bigger fights, if not like at least for like boxing fans. It's probably gonna be our highlight fight for the year.
Yeah,
because we really don't have anything like in the lineup, like boxing wise that we really give a fuck about. I mean, I know that Jake Paul and Nate Diaz are gonna fight.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was gonna ask you guys.
But that's like it, you know. And at this point, a lot of people are kind of just over the whole Jake Paul like Riz and everything like that. They're kind of like, okay, dude, like whatever, you know.
Yeah, and
like,
that's because of he lost his last fight.
Yeah,
and he lost it pretty solid.
Yeah.
So now you have this opportunity. Now he's calling out the best boxer in MMA, Nate Diaz or Nick Diaz or whoever the fuck he's calling out. Which, I mean, if you've ever seen them and you study boxing, like they're not the best boxers. Not the best boxers out there. Actually, the street essence of the way that they fight is what carries their boxing ability to a whole different level. And the sheer lankiness of those motherfuckers. They're just long as shit and they're durable. But like I've said before, they're like my other fighters and stuff. Like those guys have weathered this storm so much that you can breathe on them and it cuts their eyebrow because they have so much scar tissue. Yeah. Like they've been through so much damage that, you know, a ref can fucking call the fight just on a bloody nose with those guys and no one will ever stop. Right now, the way I see it is Jake Paul would be coming in as the heavier hitter because he's way bigger than Diaz. He's way bigger than Diaz, but it's nothing that, you know, Diaz is durable as fuck. They're watching this like those street fighter guys, those fucking street ball fights. It's just dudes just beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah. But
I don't know. I think Nate Diaz does it strictly for the money. I think he does it strictly for cash, and then of course to raise the clout.
Though he's the king of combat. He's the king of combat. You know.
Yeah, he's coming back for his belt. Said he's never had a belt.
You guys watch your mouth. You guys watch your mouth about Nick Diaz, okay? Just watch your mouth. Bro.
Diaz our boy, dude. You want to know why? You want to know why the Diaz brothers were always like, "I'll fucking kill somebody for those dudes." Because Ernie Reyes Jr. is one of their coaches.
Yeah. Okay.
You know who Ernie Reyes is, right? Surfing Ninjas, the fucking.
Yes.
He's the man, the myth, the legend, bro. And he's one of their fucking striking coaches.
Dude, did you see Oscar De La Hoya behind Ryan Garcia during their press?
Did you see him at the fucking at the? Yeah, he fucking dude
that he's wearing. just like, oh yeah, bro, look at that. And I
Yeah, he
was
bought
like,
that with his
"You look
cocaine
so
money.
stupid,
He bought that with his cocaine money, dude.
bro." Yeah, dude.
But did you hear his fucking speech, dude? He gave a badass fucking speech. Like if you needed a hype man and Oscar De La Hoya he needs $20 and he's sober, like that's the dude you go to, man. He literally was like, dude, he literally was there and he was like, you know what? I am excited for these two young fighters to put on one phenomenal fight. But it just catches my eye a little bit when you see Gervonta Davis doing this weight cut and his team is the one pushing it. And then, limiting Ryan Garcia to this and that. I wonder why they're doing that. I think it's because they don't have faith that their fighter is going to take him down. And I was like, oh no, dude, way to make these people have the seat of deceit and shit. What's up, Maggie? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Audrey, what's up? Talking about puppies in the comment section and stuff. Myers, good to see you. Hams, good to see you. Thank you guys for jumping in the comments with us today and joining us on this awesome Friday night as we talk nerdy stuff and of course some other things too. I don't really think the fighting's too nerdy, but that's like my fucking thing. Dude, I got some fucking rounds in this past week. I feel fantastic. I feel fucking great. I felt fucking 40. I felt 40 years old all over again, dude. And thank God I'm 41.
And I'm still knocking 19.
And I still knock motherfuckers out. Again, we have South Texas Comic Con coming up next week, guys. It's going to be an amazing, amazing lineup, and I am super excited. They just announced one of our homies, our good close friend, RJ Mitty, is going to be there now. I am so excited. That's been one of my goals for him since I met the guy at Cine Soul 2-3 years ago. I'm just super excited to see him as a lineup. He's such a crowd favorite down here in the Valley. He's such a loved individual down here in the Valley too. Just so happy for him. So we're going to be there. Christella's going to have a booth. I'll probably be representing the Average Boys podcast. I'll set up my banner and I'll let people know, like, fucking come get interviewed by us or some shit.
Yeah.
If you guys had a chance and you can get starstruck and meet one actor and have lunch with him, who would it be? And what would be the one question you would ask them? I know I'm asking all these weird questions today, right? I'm on fire with questions today.
Oh, fuck
one actor for a meal and ask him one question. I think
Tim Smith's better. I love it, dude.
I think if I had a choice, I would probably pick. Fuck, that's a really good question. Because I have a couple people that I would want to have like a meal with. Like, I would want to have a meal with Denzel Washington. I would want to have a meal with Michael Keaton.
Get your fucking hands up.
I would want to have a meal with Michael Keaton. I would want to have a meal with Robert De Niro. Like, and just ask him about my favorite movies. Because Man on Fire, I just want to know where Denzel where Denzel pulled that from. I would want to ask Robert De Niro where does he go to give me some of the most iconic characters of all time. Where do you pull that from, bro? And on a consistent basis. You're like on a consistent basis. Like, where the fuck do you pull that from?
True that.
Yeah. Paul Rudd too. If I were gonna have a conversation with Paul Rudd, I would definitely ask him
how his secret regimen is.
What's his fucking secret?
What's his secret? Yeah. This guy is just young forever.
I would have to go actually, and speaking on Marvel, dude, I would actually have to interview RDJ, and I would ask him what it's been like for him since
that journey,
since the revitalization of his career. Just
his journey in general, bro.
Yeah,
like, it's
like,
fucking
what's it been like for you? You hit a very, very big low, and
that's a great answer.
And I just like, dude, like, what's it been like, man? I mean, like, you've starred in like 3 multi-billion-dollar, IPs. I mean, holy shit, bro! Like,
he was damn near like a child actor, and just grew up with us, and you saw the trials and tribulations that he'd been through, and then like the resurrection because of fucking Iron Man of all fucking roles. Iron Man is the one that fucking got him back into like the conversation. That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, so I would that'd be my question. Like, dude, like, what's it been like since your the revitalization of your career? Like,
Yeah.
what's it feel like? Where everybody just wants to have you around now. Like, you're almost gonna watch anything that has Robert Downey in it.
Yeah.
Like for me, like outside of obviously the Marvel franchise, dude, I love, like, I don't care what anyone says, but I fucking love the Sherlock Holmes movies. I can't.
Oh,
get
dude, I
enough
fucking
of
do.
those
They're
movies.
awesome, man.
Cannot get enough of those movies.
Yeah.
That was fuck yeah.
I mean,
The Sherlock Holmes movies
Judge-
are always so
The
good.
Judge, dude. I mean, fuck, what's his goddamn name, dude? The guy, the other lead actor in that movie, in The Judge. Speaking of Denzel Washington, he came out in John Q. Who's the like negotiator in that movie.
Okay.
Fuck, dude, I forget his name. But yeah,
I
like
can't
that's his like dad in the movie.
For me, there's a part of me, of course, that would say like Jackie Chan. I think Jackie Chan would be the guy I'd want to sit down and talk to.
Robert
But
Duvall.
overall, it would probably
Robert
be
Duvall. There you go.
no. For me, it would be Michael Jamal White.
Okay.
Michael Jamal White.
That guy is badass, bro. I love him, yo.
I think just like on the whim of the idea of like,
You guys ever saw Dolomite? You guys ever saw like the fucking Dolomite shit that he did?
No, not Dolomite. I don't think I saw that one. What was that one?
It was
Black
like a
Dynamite.
spoof. Well, I'm sorry, my fault. Black Dynamite. That's what.
I saw Black Dynamite.
Black Dynamite. That's what.
Yeah, Black Dynamite's great, dude.
I was thinking of something else. Black Dynamite. That shit is so great. It's like a spoof.
That was so on the nose for like the Shaft genre of filmmaking.
But like exactly, it's like a spoof of like the black.
Yeah.
It's a spoof of like the black exploitation shit, and it was funny as hell, bro.
Yeah, it hit it right on the fucking head. But oh, dude, I threw that shit before I came in the room.
Yo, I laughed so hard the first time I saw that scene. It was great.
Said like ching chang, but I don't know what he said. But he's like, "Why Black Dynamite? Why?" Dude, that whole movie's just got nothing but brilliant one-liners.
So it's funny as hell because like there was a whole genre of movies made like that back in like the 60s and 70s, and they made a spoof of that, like the black exploitation movies. Where if you were to watch those right now, you would be like, "How in the fuck did they make those movies back then?" Because they would not fly now. Like there's just no fucking way.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, it was also kind of like the Pootie Tang movie.
Pootie Tang was kind of
Pootie
like
Tang, yeah, that was another one.
Like
but that was like more like a satire comedy variation. Like this one, the Black Dynamite was like literally based on like an actual comic book character that they wanted to keep pushing on.
Well, no,
like,
it was an
Pootie
old
Tang was
from
like
the 70s.
It was definitely a black.
It's kind of like in the same thing.
It was like a black. It is 1000% a black exploitation movie that they were making a spoof of. That's exactly what that was.
Yeah,
that was fucking. That movie was fucking amazing.
Yeah, that was
like
pretty good.
It's like The Man with Iron Fists. It's not necessarily a black exploitation movie, but
that was Ninja Scroll, the fucking live action, man. That's all that was.
Dude,
Man with Iron Fist.
Fuck, was that good though?
Yo, the reason why I ask you guys this question is because this is what we call a fucking perfect segue. Because this past weekend, I posted it up in our Discord because when I saw it pop off, I was like, holy shit, you never get something like this. There is an interview, part 1 and part 2, where the Russo brothers have a sit-down discussion with Zack Snyder, dude. And all they're doing is discussing because none of them were like film school directors, and they all kind of did it on their own. And they're sitting there talking about everything that they used to get to that level. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think the Russo brothers and Zack Snyder
a permanent boner for you guys watching.
Dude, it was super impressive for anybody that's out there in the art world that is interested in doing something in that genre or in that nature of filmmaking or something. You're getting to hear from like the top 2 like creators in the nerd comic book realm how they did it from scratch, and they're just chilling out. It's like a podcast. Like I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see that coming. Like, when was the last time that you would ever think that the Russo brothers and Zack Snyder would chill out and videotape a discussion without
Honestly,
without a college having
I
to
would,
invite them?
I honestly, I never asked for it, so I couldn't answer that. Who the
Brian, you're
fuck wants
killing
to
me,
see
man.
that? I don't care.
I
Yo.
did, man. That was awesome.
I don't care. Like, listen. I'm going to stand for a minute, and you're gonna make me out to be a villain because, like,
Because you is a
this
villain.
is I am a villain, but this is not news to me. Like, this is like it's cool, but like,
So you don't see any like positivity coming out of that in the sense of people being educated on YouTube?
you tell me. You tell me where the positivity is.
Well, I mean, because of the fact that they kind of like they break down the majority of the steps. They can't break down everything. So that's fucking wild if you go like step by step, right? But they're literally kind of like giving you like a crash course discussion on how to be more confident in your filmmaking and be where you don't have to follow the rules. And when you don't follow the rules, even though there's like SAG or the Film Actors Guild or whatever you call it, there you can break those rules and still make $1 billion movies and get awards for it. You know what I mean? Like you don't have, that's like Robert Rodriguez, that's like Quentin Tarantino. And imagine
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
no, I was gonna say, like, imagine
we're not putting the Russos in the same I'm sorry. We're not putting the Russos in the same conversation as fucking Quentin Tarantino. We're not doing that.
I'm gonna put them above Quentin Tarantino.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because you would
Whoa,
too.
whoa,
Well, you gotta listen. Okay, give me my reason, and I'm gonna understand it. I lost all respect for Quentin Tarantino when he defended Roman Polanski on Howard Stern.
That has nothing. That has nothing to do with
what we're talking everything about. To do with it.
No, if you want to get personal, everyone's gonna have a situation where we can nitpick at someone's personality. But when we're talking about filmmaking, if you want to,
don't get me wrong. This is the Boondocks R. Kelly moment. We all know he can sing. But he pissed on a 15-year-old kid once.
We're talking about filmmaking.
Yeah,
we're talking about filmmaking, right? When it comes to filmmaking, the Russos could not lace Quentin Tarantino's strap.
Oh yeah, in the sense of skills, I don't put them up at the same level.
You could have a quintuplet of Russos, and they would not amount to one Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't believe that they're at the same skill level of artistic creativity. But to hear him on the Howard Stern show defend Roman Polanski on raping a 13-year-old kid and drugging her and all this shit, it just, nothing that guy does will ever amount to a pile of shit to me.
That's fine. But his filmmaking.
That's great, yeah.
All right. When it comes to his filmmaking, are the Russo brothers better than him in filmmaking?
Happy belated 420, everybody. I forgot to say that at the beginning of the
I'm
podcast.
asking you.
Which one? Say it again. Sorry about that.
No, you heard me.
No. What'd you say right now?
No, when it comes to filmmaking.
Oh yeah, Quentin Tarantino is a superior director by skill. No, that's okay. Yeah, I'm not lying about that.
Okay.
But to me, I mean,
listen, I was gonna let you ride and just give the Russo brothers their due just because I think they're overrated. We've already established this. I think they're overrated. And if they have a fucking podcast about what they're gonna do, it is what it is. But let's not convolute this with some bullshit. They are not on the same plateau as, let's say, a fucking Quentin Tarantino. That's just not the truth.
But okay, so and that's the case, like then you're enabling the factor that Quentin Tarantino acknowledged Roman Polanski in this situation.
I'm not doing that. No, you're doing that.
No, I'm not because this is in the sense of like that's the cancel culture idea is if he did it, there's no comeback.
That's your argument.
You get triggered bottom roll in his eyes and shit.
Yeah, no, that's your argument. I didn't bring that up. You brought that up.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's why I don't put that guy in any concentration of artists or whatever. He lost that right to me.
Okay.
Yeah. But the way I was doing it by example was imagine James Cameron interviewing someone of that nature. And I said Robert Rodriguez, and then I said, or Quentin Tarantino, or this and that, based on the sense of like
Rodriguez. They're not a Robert Rodriguez. They're not a fucking James Cameron. They're not none of those people that you named.
No, but think of the possibilities of them doing that for the society and everybody out there. Think of them coming together. Yeah, think of them coming together and doing that stuff without a college having to do it as a discussion or something like that. That's why I thought that was such an amazing video that just passed with these two guys. You don't think so?
No.
Straight up?
No.
What does Audrey say? Go watch what is it? Fantastic Mr. Fox and tell me it's not better than the Avengers or Kill Bill.
So
what's that from? Who's Fantastic Mr. Fox?
So some backstory to what she's saying. She's talking about Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson, like Quentin Tarantino, like Martin Scorsese, like the Russo brothers, they all fill a niche, right? They all fill a niche, and they're all the best at what that niche is. You know, and Wes Anderson for that style of filmmaking, you know, the Royal Tenenbaums, Fantastic Mr. Fox, that shit.
It's better than Kill Bill. It's better than Kill Bill. Tricks.
Is it better than Kill Bill?
Yes.
I mean, Kill Bill's a classic, dude.
I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Do you agree with Audrey?
Do I agree with Audrey? Hey man, she's my wife, dog. You know.
So I know who she is. Here. So I'm putting you on the spot.
God damn.
Do you agree with that statement that she just said?
Yeah, man. Fantastic Mr. Fox is a good fucking movie, though.
Is it better than Kill Bill?
Yeah. Sorry, sweetheart.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Love you.
Quentin Tarantino, and by the way, if you guys haven't noticed, I understand he made a unsavory comment once in his fucking tenure, but he is my favorite director of my lifetime. I love Quentin Tarantino.
So you dick ride?
I'm dick riding. I'm caping. I'm dick riding and I'm caping. But that doesn't mean that I'm wrong, because you guys cannot tell me, because even Chris said that the Russos aren't better than him, and even you said that whatever fucking Fantastic Mr. I've never seen it. It's
an animated film. I just looked it up.
It's not better than fucking Kill Bill. So I'm right.
Isle of Dogs.
Isle of Dogs is really good though. I like that movie.
It's the same creator.
Okay, I like that movie.
Yeah,
I like that
same
movie.
creator.
What was it? What's his name?
Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson.
Isle of Dogs is a really good animated movie. I love that movie.
You've heard of his
Isle of the Dogs, yeah.
Isle of Dogs. It was all in Japanese. It was all in subtitles. It was all in subtitles. It was a great fuck. I took my daughter to go see that movie.
It's a good movie. It's a really good movie.
That was a great movie.
Yeah, he makes really, really good family movies. Like he's a fantastic artist. He truly is. But I think like with that being stated, that's like saying, is Leonardo da Vinci better than, you know, fucking Degas? Is he better than Monet? You know, these are different artists who do different kinds of paintings. You know, we can't compare one to the other because their impact is there. Quentin Tarantino has had a direct impact in filmmaking, and throughout his entire career, nothing will ever take away from the fact that Quentin Tarantino has a direct impact in filmmaking and the way that the business is done, the way that films are created. I mean, dude, I'm not a big fan of this movie. I thought it was a little bit over the top for me. But Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That's an underrated movie.
Yeah,
underrated.
At the same time, like the ending to me was too much. Like I will never watch that movie because of the ending.
What? That ending was fucking great.
Nah, won't do it. But
yeah, he altered history by saying the Charles Manson situation with Roman Polanski's wife.
Yeah,
you know, and so that's why I mean, like there are just certain things that like I can't get on board with. That is not at all to take away from the fact that fucking Quentin Tarantino is a fantastic movie maker.
Yeah.
Fucking was it what was that car movie that he made? Death something.
Death Race.
Death Race.
Yes.
Then you have.
Yeah, there's a Grindhouse.
Yeah.
Grindhouse.
I mean, you know, we're also talking. Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. That's my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction. Instant classic, dude.
That's my favorite movie of all time.
There's no taking away from his credentials and his making.
Dead N-words in my house. My problem.
So the guy made one unsavory comment in his entire career, and he is just not worth shit because of that. I get that. Listen, that's your take.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
can't. That's fine. That's cool. But when it comes to film making, he is in my lifetime. He is my favorite director. Now there have been better directors before him, and there's probably going to be better directors after him. But in my lifespan, I have not seen a director do better than him in my lifetime, and I would put his body of work up against anybody's shit, and I would feel confident in that argument.
okay.
Yeah, and that's also the last piece of my argument. It's all subjective.
Yeah, it's
It
also,
ha-
it is. It's also
Yeah, it's
it ha-
subjective.
like we must like it's one it's subjective, and two, like, you know, it's there's a level of objectivity that you can't have because there's gonna be a bias. You know, like, I'm gonna watch anything the Russos do. Anything.
I mean, yeah,
love the
man. When I want to
Russos.
set the mood, I'm gonna play
I
some R.
love-
Kelly, man. I know
love
why.
what's like what they've done with their IPs. I thought Extraction was fucking fantastic.
yeah.
The way that they did their one take shot through the hotel building was it's not revolutionary, but it was beautifully done. It was beautifully done. You know,
That's still done.
Dust Till Dawn.
Great
You know,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah, fucking.
And like and the same thing what Audrey said right now, Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro
Yeah.
is a very underrated. He's very
Yeah.
underrated, by the way.
And he
Very
again
underrated.
fills a specific niche. Zombie movies, nobody does it better.
That's the go-to
Nobody does
guy.
it better.
That's the go-to guy. Yeah, that's the go-to guy.
Nobody does it better. If you ever said anything otherwise, it'd be like you're high. You're fucking
lying.
high.
You're lying.
For Guillermo del Toro as a zombie movie,
Yeah.
is that what you said?
Yeah.
What about like George? What's his name? George.
George Romero?
Yeah, George Romero. He's like he literally like
Oh yeah. No,
created the
you're not
foundation
wrong.
of the zombie movie.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I retract what I said.
No, I'm still on Guillermo del Toro. Like, that's my guy. Like, I love him because he's from the tree of fucking
True Life. Like the same cloth, or what are you talking about? I don't know.
On
What
top
you're
of that, was, Guillermo del Toro, dude, didn't he come out in Death Stranding?
Yes, he did. He's really, really good friends with Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
all those guys are all
Not
about
zombie
that.
movies. I am thinking of George Romero. My bad. Guillermo del Toro. I mean, dude, Pan's Labyrinth, Shape of Water.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Even the
Alley,
Hellboy
Pacific
movies, he
Rim.
did a fantastic
Yeah, dude,
job.
I mean, those are all him, and they're fucking amazing.
yeah.
It's one of those things like the idea of what I was talking about earlier was just that opportunity to bring in some like really high quality directors and having them in a podcast format that allows them to just be themselves openly, not sitting at a chair having to like follow the rules of media and what they can and can't say with NDLs and everything else that's put in front of them that they can and can't talk about. Like having them just be themselves. And then not only that, like Zack Snyder
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
is probably one of the most prolific directors in the last like 5-6 years because of the Snyder Cut and everything else he's kind of been at in media and being out there with, I mean, he's not, to me, he's a great cinematographer and a great visionary. But director, I would kind of like storyteller, kind of like when it comes to his own stuff. But like he's like I've said before, like almost he concentrates so much on like every one of his shots being a wallpaper on a computer that it's just so gorgeous. Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder. Okay.
Yeah, like he's just so good at it. But when it comes to storytelling, sometimes it's a little bit weird or lackluster on the direction he goes. But his vision is what makes him such a great director.
See, this is my thing. And I don't want to be a villain here, but like when people get such high praises like the Russos or Zack Snyder, I need to see that shit. Like I need to understand what makes them so good. Like if I'm sitting here wondering why there's such a high praise for them and I don't know why, then I'm questioning
This
that.
is why I say go watch Extraction. Like if you want to see something outside of a comic book movie, go.
Well, you don't have to go outside to see Extraction.
But I
All
heard
you gotta do
Extraction.
is-
I heard Extraction was ass, bro.
No, it was good.
Though. No,
it was really, really
It
good.
was a fantastic movie. Trust
It
me.
was really good.
Like,
Yeah, if you're into like literally, if you're literally into like Call of Duty,
if I'm gonna recommend
like that
something
would be
outside of the Marvel like franchise
Yeah.
that they've done, Go watch Extraction. Gray Man was not as
Oh,
good as it
no,
should
I
have
was
been.
thinking, I was thinking about Gray Man. I'm sorry.
No, Gray Man's really good too.
I was thinking
man.
about Gray Man. I heard Gray Man was ass. Extraction.
No, I had a
It
good
wasn't
time with
ass,
Gray Man.
but it wasn't as good as Extraction.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I had a really good time with Gray Man. The only thing that sucked with Gray Man to me is it kind of had that like what is it, John Wick, Smoking Aces, like it was going for that like Lucky Clovers kind of like
And see, I'm
ragtag
weird. I
team
love
of,
Smoking
like,
Aces. Smoking Aces is my shit.
I love
yo.
Smoking
And
Aces. It's
yeah,
one of my
and
favorite
again,
movies,
dude,
but
Guy Ritchie.
that's like a specific
Guy
genre
Ritchie.
of action film.
And
That's
I'm
like
a
that
Guy
Bullet
Ritchie
Train.
guy. I am
That's
a
like
Guy
Bullet
Ritchie
Train.
guy, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
Train.
Bullet
I
Train
love
was
Bullet
fucking
Train.
amazing.
I love Bullet Train.
And Gray Man kind of follows that format where like there's like special characters in these notions of like military or secret service. There's like that one specific niche dude that's like, oh, this guy, he's called the nail clipper and he's like a torture guy, and this guy's called the ginger snap or whatever. Like everybody's got like a cool code name and shit. Like that's the Gray Man. The Gray Man's an interesting story.
Okay.
Like it's really, really cool. But like that's why I kind of feel that a lot of people didn't get it because they were expecting something like Extraction.
Okay.
And they weren't expecting something where they had like that comic booky kind of like storytelling where each character is like a specialist,
Okay.
I guess you could say.
Well, maybe,
But the Gray
maybe
Man
I'm
was really
wrong.
good. Yeah, I mean,
Yes, dude, on Anna de Armas in probably her best action role ever.
Okay.
Gray Man.
yeah, the Gray Man.
Gray Man.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
know,
she's in
this is me telling you like, hey, from like a completely objective standpoint, like if you want to see something outside of the Marvel franchise that they have that they have done that will give good credence to what they're capable of, go watch this.
Okay. And,
Yeah, it's a cool watch too, man.
and you're saying that it's Gray Man. Gray Man's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. It just came out like
Extraction.
just a couple months ago.
Say Extraction.
Okay.
And you know what? It gives really good marks for Chris Evans too, man. He literally had the
Yeah, Chris
opportunity to
Hemsworth.
be like an asshole character for once. Like go back to like his roots of being like Scott
Douchey
Scott
frat boy.
Pilgrim's like
Yeah,
the
a
Scott
douchey
Pilgrim
frat
role.
boy.
He that's literally acts like it's really, really good. I thought it was a fun
Or
movie.
not another teen movie.
honestly,
You know,
I'm
if
a
you've ever
Chris-
seen that.
I'm a Chris Hemsworth guy. Whatever Netflix movie that like just came out recently where he was like
A scientist.
the scientist on the
No,
island. You saw that
fucking
movie?
Yeah, of course I
movie
did.
was
The Web.
That movie was fucking
Yeah.
amazing, bro.
Miles Teller? Dude,
Yo.
and yet again, I will watch anything that Miles Teller is in.
Yes. All right, so we're on the same page. So we're not that far apart. All right, I got it. Okay, I got it. Because that movie, we're not even giving it justice because we're not even saying the name of the movie, but we know the name of that movie. That movie was fucking
Yeah, Triggs.
amazing.
You can look it
bro.
up, Triggs.
Yeah, dude.
That
It was
movie
something
was
like the
fucking
spider
great,
web
yo.
or something like that. The web of something. But I
That
remember it
movie
was like
was
Black
fucking
Spider or
great,
something like
yo.
that. But yeah, actually, going back to what we're talking about the Russo brothers thing, but you don't have to go too far. All you got to do is
Spiderhead.
remember that they were, what was it called?
Spiderhead.
Spiderhead. Yes.
I was close.
There you
See,
go.
I was close. You don't have to go too far. All you got to do is remember that the Russo brothers were nobodies before they did the Avengers movies. And when the Avengers movie popped off, like that was probably like the foremost superhero movie in that nature, like able to put them all together and it not look like the Fox Fantastic Four movie.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, or the X-Men franchise from Fox or the Spider-Man franchise. They literally did something that no one else could do in that movie making situation.
Dude,
Literally
they-
the Avengers
they
movies
only
when they
did
came
TV
out
shows.
were literally events in film history.
Yeah.
They didn't just make movies, they made events in film cinematography history. All the way to Infinity War and Endgame. And I mean, even if we look at it and say like, oh, well, you know what? Infinity War was mid or Endgame was mid compared to Infinity War. It's like, well, it doesn't matter because they still did something that was like a cinematically like historical event. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's just something about it and then we even talked about, man, I'll never forget that shit. We were like, how do they fucking come back from this though? Like, how do they continue a story? And then you saw Phase 4 completely flop because it has to keep that momentum based on those two films.
I think where I left the train is where people thought that they needed the Russos to get Phase 4 or any
On the track or
phase
something.
moving back. Yeah, I'm completely off that train because honestly, they did a great job. Listen, I know I sound like the biggest fucking Russo hater right now, but
Um,
they did a great job with what they were given.
given.
What they were given. So it's not like they organically made this into what it was. They were given this and they did a great fucking job.
Yeah.
So again, I don't think that they need the Russos to come and save the day. And that's what I hear a lot of. I just don't agree with that. I'm sorry.
The only I guess the only thing that I would have to do in like or say that would be like against that would be that the only reason why I think they're so successful at what they do for Marvel is because they truly are comic book fans.
Okay.
So they know exactly from what they've read, because I mean it's like it was almost like why I was excited for the Moon Knight guy. What's his name? Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac, yeah.
When he was in an interview and someone was like, if you were gonna do a franchise, what movie would you want to do? And he's like, Metal Gear Solid. You know, like fuck yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, Metal Gear, like everyone kind of knows what Metal Gear is or whatever. And the person on the interview didn't really know, he just knew it was a video game. And he's like, oh, well, what character would you want to play if you could do it? And he looked at him like with this disgusting face, like, dude, Snake, who else? Like, who else would I want to fucking play? And yeah, that's when I was like, Oscar Isaac knows Metal Gear Solid. Like, so when he goes out there, he's going to respect the fuck out of those characters. He's going to want to do it right. It's like Ryan Reynolds. Like, that's why Deadpool is so successful, because he loves that character. He wants to make it as respectable as he can. He wants to bring it honor. So like the Russo brothers, when they were on interview and they were like, hey man, so what would be, if you could do one other event for Marvel, what would it be? And they were like, dude, Secret Wars, like low joke. Like you knew 100% those guys read comics, and they know that would be exciting to hear that they would come back to do Secret Wars, because I would trust them. I would trust them more than anyone Marvel's brought out right now to do those films.
But would that take away from the fact that if they don't do it and you hear that somebody else does it, does that take a little bit of the away, because now you're wishing that the Russos were there to do it?
No, I mean, for me, just my own personal opinion.
Exactly. That's my problem. Exactly, Trigger.
Yeah.
That's my issue.
Oh, the guys that are like straight about it.
Yeah,
but it's because you're confident. You're
also,
confident knowing that if
with what they were given, to your point,
to my point,
to what they would be given, I also know that they could deliver on that.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
That's true.
Fine.
That's true.
That's fine. So then, that's I think that's my issue, is when it was initially rumored that they were going to be there for Secret War. I was like, great, awesome,
the safety net's there,
great, like that's awesome. But then when I heard that, okay, now they're not involved, a lot of people were bummed out, and I didn't like that. You're not even giving them a chance at that point.
I mean, but what if the majority of people are upset that they're not going to be involved because of problems, not the film itself? Like, what if it's that they don't agree or they're stepping away because conflict or something? You know what I mean?
But the film's not out. Like, the film isn't even a year or two away. Like, just because they're not involved doesn't mean that that whoever is going to be involved won't get a fair shake and deliver.
Let me ask, would you feel more comfortable being on the outside of this? Like, would you be more comfortable knowing that they were a part of it, coming back and helping?
No, I said that. I said
with the failure of Phase 4.
Initially, there was like a red carpet event where they were asked about Secret Wars. And they said, yes, we want to be involved. Like you said, I think we're talking about the same thing. We're talking about
we've talked about it. Yeah,
the same situation. We talked about it here. And when they said that, we came in here and were like, bro, that's fucking amazing. Like,
it's good. It's good.
Like, that's great.
They're bringing the old team back. They're bringing them all back. They're bringing the shortstop back. We're not going to get
But then that was short-lived. And then it came out that they're no longer going to be involved in any talks with anything moving forward with Marvel.
Yeah.
So why does that? So now why is there? And to Trick's point, he said that takes a little bit away from the fact that now we're not looking forward to it as much. But why?
I would kind of probably.
I have an answer, but go for it.
Go. No, I want to hear Trick. I'm going to say this because I want to hear Trick.
My simple thing is just Phase 4. Like, I'm just going to say Phase 4 and everything they've put out. Like, Triggs, what would you say?
Well, for me, like I said, earlier, and to Brian's point, with what they were given, they could deliver, right?
Yes.
See, so, and I'm going to preface exactly what I'm about to say with saying there's a lot of bias on my point with
Great.
this particular story.
I like bias.
Fucking love Secret War. Do it right. And if I know that somebody can do it right, I want them attached to it. That would be the Russo brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a great answer.
Yeah, that's a great answer. I mean, that's understanding the idea of like, okay, with the Russo brothers there, you know that there's a safety limit. Like, you know that they're not going to let it fall beyond that. Like the Russo brothers will be like, nope, that's stupid. That's not going to work. That never happens.
And they have enough pull with,
and they'll keep it going. You only go up
to make that particular vision, their vision of what this could be possible.
Yeah,
That's
true.
So this is why, like, and like, I get it. Like, I'm dick writing, like on the Russos, but I'm also saying this happens to be my favorite story in Marvel. Favorite story.
It's coming, man.
So if I had, fucking Taika Waititi doing Secret Wars, I'm gonna get a Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah, I mean,
and we're talking about the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars, right?
We're hoping. Yeah, that would be so good if they went with that one. But I mean, more than likely, what Marvel's gonna do is they're gonna kind of pull from all the Secret Wars and put them all together. Because that's what they're going to kind of do. So it'll be like a piece of everything.
So I was thinking about that. How? Because both stories are completely fucking different. How the fuck could they pull that off? If they were going to pull from both stories, that's impossible, bro. They're so completely different.
You can do it with a single Beyonder instead of having
multiple.
Instead of having multiple Beyonders, you could have where Doctor Doom takes the powers of the Beyonder, reshapes, still creates battle.
Let's say Doctor Someone, because
but we already know that Kang is going to be the Beyonder.
Yeah,
but we got to wait on that because of the Jonathan Majors situation, and we got to see where that's going to go.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, right now it's still
up in the air.
Early to tell.
Up in the air, man.
Yeah,
it's up in the air.
It's way too it's way too early to tell because we don't have enough ground laid out yet.
Yeah.
Everything
and I respect you guys.
Nothing more than speculation.
I respect you guys for liking the Jonathan Hickman run. I also like it, but it's something about that
1987 one. Yeah,
yo, dude, there's something. Dude, that shit was chaotic. That was chaotic, bro. Like there was a lot of shit going on back then, bro. That was wild, bro. Like literally, that was fucking wild, dude. And that shit like piqued my interest a lot.
But it's because it's just so like,
and that was old school.
So random.
That was like some old school comic book shit back then, bro.
That was Doctor Strange at his most powerful too.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. That's like the most randomest fucking comic book you'll ever read because
it was very chaotic, yo.
But like it's so Lord of the Rings, like episodic. Like how everything kind of like unfolds. Everyone is used. Everyone's a chess piece. Jonathan Hickman did such an amazing job using every character and then bringing back like these nostalgic battles where you had like the Thor core versus Apocalypse, where with Filmir, the axe that took down Apocalypse and like a bunch of stories and shit like that. Like there's just so many, like T'Challa with the fucking glove. Thanos coming in with the fucking Annihilus wave, the Thing being the Wall, being this giant creature, Franklin Richards,
fucking wall, dude.
He was the literal wall. Franklin Richards being the fucking Herald of Galactus, Johnny Storm being the fucking sun. Like, dude, there's just so much like just chaotic shit, dude. Just whoa, man. Damn, that's so fucking wild, dude. So beautifully wild.
I hate the fact that they're gonna make I hate saying this, dude, because like how the
now you're gonna
fuck
sound like me, dude.
How the fuck are they gonna pull that off, dude?
Now you're gonna sound like me when you're like, man, you just want it done right, but how?
How the fuck are they gonna pull that off, dude?
And you don't want it cheapened because you want every person that watches that to experience what you experienced in reading it for the first time.
Yeah,
that's why I say, and and I'm probably gonna link this on our Discord later, dude. But if you want the true Gore the God Butcher story and you want it in a movie format, go on YouTube.
Comic story.
And no. Well, yes, him too. But go on YouTube and and look at the motion comic of Gore the God.
Oh yeah,
Butcher.
they have a motion comic too.
Yeah, they have a motion comic of it. And they did the same thing with Extremis. I believe the first one that they ever did was with Extremis. It happens to be a very, very big, storyline and Iron Man's, publication, and it happens to be of one of my favorite.
That was fucking crazy too, man. Going back to that idea,
single story, that he ever did was the Extremis line.
And that's crazy too, because like going back and thinking about that, like that was Iron Man 3, the movie, and that was a bad movie. Yeah, and that was probably one of the greatest comic book arcs for Iron Man ever. Yeah. And that's what Marvel did with it. You know what I mean? That's so sad to know, because Extremis is such a fucking great story, dude. Such a great fucking story. It's a fucking crazy, dude.
You want to see?
But yeah, I
fuck beaten out of him. Go read Extremis.
Brian, you're talking like me now, because you're like. You understand this,
but see, listen, I'm only gonna do that when it comes to like the big ones.
Yeah, of course.
Like the super big ones. Like
I just feel bad for people that miss out on these like beautiful like masterpieces that are done in comics, and then they bring them to like. I mean, it's hard. No, I 100% agree that it's hard to.
Yeah, it's hard,
dude. I mean, look at how nervous everyone was for Mario Brothers. Like how could you fuck up a Mario Brothers movie if you think about it?
And honestly, if you think about it,
It's not like Wazamo fuck it up.
If you think about it, they didn't really give you a fucking movie at all. They didn't give you a story.
It's just Mario Brothers.
It was just Mario Brothers. So they didn't give you shit. They just gave you a fucking Mario Brothers movie, and it's making bank, dude.
But how Hollywood has made us fear the adaptation quality to all of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's something to look forward or look at and be like, damn, Hollywood, slow your roll. Like sometimes you don't got to be an artist. Like you just got to give us what we want. That was the number one fear for me with Metal Gear Solid, man. They're making a movie and I don't want them to fuck it up because it's so wild, but it's such a crazy espionage movie that it would be fantastic, dude. Yeah. But
dude, what if they did just nothing but Raiden for Metal Gear Solid?
Oh yeah, no shit. Dude,
it's all Raiden.
As a matter of fact, and being on the subject of Marvel, we did touch base on this like triplets. But I have to bring this up because it's part of the conversation. Have you guys heard anything on what's been coming out recently about Jonathan Majors?
Yes, I have.
I got to get your guys' points on this. I mean, he's the hottest thing since fucking sliced bread in the movie industry right now. So for this kind of news to be surrounding him, like, it's not good. Apparently, this past week there were several other people that came out with claims. Several. What did he got dropped by like four?
So
two movies.
He has 2 movies, 2 ad campaigns. He also stepped down as like a chairperson or a representative of some sort of like charity
army
or
the army.
No.
They cut him from the army.
Yeah,
stuff.
No, he actually stepped down from something. He's also kind of doing his own due diligence. He actually stepped down from something, like some guild or some association that he's a part of,
like the Screen Actors Guild.
Not quite that prestigious. No. It's kind of low level, but he was attached to it and he was like a representative, and he's kind of taken a step back from that. But yeah, dude, like, they finally did release the video footage supposedly that they had.
Oh shit.
And yeah, dude, and it shows that the girl that supposedly he assaulted is at a fucking bar later on. She said that she hurt her hand or whatever, but you see her fucking swiping cards and buying people drinks and, doing her thing later on that night.
So do you think it's fake, or what's your thing on it? Okay, so Jeremy, yes, we did talk about Zack Snyder a little bit. I wanted to bring up the video of the Russo brothers interviewing him and stuff like that. If you want to drop anything you want in the comment section, I still want to hear people's point of views on what they're talking about with it. And I thought it was a great thing. We just went on a whole rant about it. It was super crazy. You missed it, but let us know in the comment section what you thought of the video, if you saw it, and what you got from it, and what you feel like was a good talking point in it. Thanks, bro. So with that, Triggs, like what you're talking about, where you saw the video? Yeah. Do you think like it's all fake? Do you think it's all fucking just smoke and mirrors kind of shit?
I can't say. you know, and I'm not going to say.
But you did right now.
No,
Give
I've
the whole
I
acting thing.
stated I stated what's been publicized.
Catch Brian up. You got to catch Brian up.
All right. So, did you know that they were finally released that supposed footage that like they were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, like, you know how she's like using her card and stuff like that. Supposedly the hand that she heard, you know, that she hurt or whatever. She's fucking swiping that credit card, you know, late at night, you know, drinking away and stuff like that. I'm kind of like, all right, well, I mean, you know, like everything that we have, you know, it has already just been released to the media. So my opinions on it are very like, all right, well, what is happening in the back end that is keeping Jonathan Majors from his PR team, from his from his agency? You know, why did they drop him?
Yeah, because I mean,
if they had all this damning evidence, you know, like not against him, but to you know exonerate
to back him up.
You know, like why is this video just being released now, almost a month later? Two, the team that should have had that footage immediately is his PR team.
They quit.
You know, they didn't quit. They dropped him.
They cut.
You know, and now we have, you know, him stepping down from this association that he's with. 2 ad campaigns have dropped him. And that's not even including the Army, ad that he was in. You know, now 2 major projects that he was attached to, they've dropped him from that. So, I mean, like, what's going on? You know, I would love to be a fly in that deposition room.
Brian, what do you think about it, man?
I don't know, dude.
It's wild, though, man.
I don't know, and I think that should be okay to say.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Every day something comes out, whether it be positive or negative. It seems like every day something positive is coming out, and then something negative comes out. Sometimes it'll be in the same day that something positive comes out, and then something negative comes out. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know at this point. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I know that it doesn't look good from a business perspective when it comes from Disney to you can't have this type of publicity.
And keep sitting on it.
You can't. Like you can't now.
Yeah, because this just goes back to like that Ezra Miller situation, right?
I was just about to bring that up.
It's just echoing that right now.
I was just about to bring that up. I know a lot of people are saying they want to play the race card. They want to say, you know,
I actually haven't heard that.
I've heard it a little bit. I've heard it a little bit.
The similarity that I've been hearing is more on the fact that like, oh well, Ezra still has work, or Ezra wasn't crucified nowhere near this much, you know, during his stuff and stuff like that. And I actually didn't hear the race card, but instead of why is Ezra being treated so much better and then Jonathan
well, then
Majors?
why is that being brought up? You got to figure, like, why is that being brought up? Like, why is the fact that one person is being publicly crucified and another one not? I mean, that's kind of hand in hand. Now, listen, I'm not playing the race card here. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I have been seeing, you know, there's just a lot of chatter, a lot of talk about a lot of people being on one side, a lot of people being on the other side, and then there's like the few of us, like myself, who's in the middle. I don't know what the fuck's going on, bro. Like, I just have no fucking idea at this point. I'm just waiting to see how this all unfolds. It will unfold. We'll get the truth at some point, and then we'll make a decision then. I just have to add before I stop, and I'll let you go, Chris. I just have to add that I have never seen in the history of Hollywood someone that was such a rising star come crashing down this fast ever. I've never seen this.
Yeah.
Never seen
I agree with you, man. I agree with you. I'm kind of in the same boat where I'm like, you know, I'm a strong believer in protocols and following the rules and laws and regulations and how people like need to make sure they don't allow anybody to kind of like fix that or fuck it up. Because the moment you break some type of glass ceiling, everybody else abuses that concept. You know, for whatever it is.
I agree with Audrey. I agree with Audrey, to be honest with you.
I believe that they need to make sure they kind of get all their evidence and their nick and crannies together. It's kind of hard. Well, it's not going to be hard now because what kind of caught my eye about this more than anything is like, yeah, bringing up the Ezra Miller thing does, that's kind of like what I guess like it fabricates the idea of like a race situation because of the fact how you looked at how everyone blanketed Ezra Miller from all this situation, and in this situation and in this moment,
He went on a year-long
well, hold on.
promo
Yeah, because
tour.
we know the story. We covered it
beating
a
the
million
fuck out
times.
of people. Yeah.
Yeah, we covered it a million times. But it's so crazy that in a matter of like 2 or 3 weeks, like Jonathan Majors' entire management and PR team literally just like cut him.
His career is
Yeah,
over.
yeah. No, I mean, because there's people out there that are still like up to bat for him. I mean, Marvel, Disney
That's
have not
fine.
made a comment. Which I mean, if by
I don't
himself,
think they
if he stays and Disney doesn't fire him and they don't recast him and they don't do that, because all that shit's hearsay. All that shit is just media. What are they gonna do? Oh, I hear someone's talking behind the scenes or recasting it. Unless Bob Iger comes out or unless fucking Papa Filoni or whoever the fuck Kevin Feige comes out and says, hey, we know that some shit's gone down and we know that Jonathan Majors says some shit. We are going to cut ties with him and we respect it. We are going to donate charity. Like if they fucking throw him out, then they'll know. We're going to know. But right now it's still up.
But the thing of it is,
I'm surprised on how fast his team cut him. That's the only thing that catches my eye.
It wasn't fast though. It was his team cut him a month to the day after it happened. But my thing is this. Even if he is found innocent, he's not
tarnished.
He's not unscathed, dude.
Yeah, it's tainted.
This will follow him. This
forever.
will follow him forever.
Yep.
Now let me ask you the same question. Or let me ask you this question. If Ezra Miller goes through some type of therapy treatment and comes out a month later and says, hey, you know what? I'm gonna stop beating people up and
fucking Ezra Miller, dude.
and I'm gonna stop fucking giving alcohol and guns to minors and shit. And
I'm gonna stop choking chicks
and grooming,
beating up karaoke people
and grooming children.
Yeah.
Do you think that will follow him forever, or do you think at some point
it has to? It has to follow him. There's no way you don't hear Ezra Miller and you don't go like, "Yo, aren't you the guy that kidnapped Hawaii once?"
Tricks. What do you think?
That will 100% follow Ezra.
Yeah, you know it. Right now, you can't say Ezra Miller's name in public without someone going, "Yo, didn't he beat the fuck out of a bunch of people in a karaoke bar once or whatever?" Like,
Tricks. What were you saying?
Like I said, man, this is gonna follow him forever.
Forever?
It will.
I think so.
It can't not, because right now, like, and we may not want to admit it, but right now, comic book movies is still like one of the hottest things in Hollywood right now. It is. He was one of the biggest mainstays in DC Comics live portrayal on
the fucking Flash, dude.
And now he is irreparably fucked that up for himself.
I think he can get hired.
There was a franchise that
Tricks.
they were trying to revitalize in the Harry Potter universe.
Thank you,
Audrey.
He can get work right now.
I guarantee. What project is he attached to right now?
Yeah, he's not attached to any project.
Who's looking for him though?
That's only because everyone is scared to take the chance. But I guarantee you that Ezra Miller can get a fucking job right now. At
Burger King, he ain't gonna get a movie though. God damn, man.
All the money in my pocket.
He ain't gonna be working Hawaii. I'll tell you that much.
Donuts, dude.
See, Audrey's with me now. Audrey's with me.
He'll be working at the therapy center that he went to.
Will get another chance. Watch me. I'm telling you,
bro. The next thing that he's gonna do is a fucking Colgate commercial, bro. Shut up.
The next thing he's gonna do is a line of Coke, and he's gonna fight Ohio. If you watch.
That guy for sure is gonna do a fucking.
I'm gonna tell you what he's gonna
commercial.
do. He's gonna watch the news, see that Jonathan Majors is being talked about, and he's gonna go fight the KKK, dude. Watch. That's what Ezra Miller's gonna do. He's gonna go fight the KKK, like literally fist fight the KKK.
Yo, listen. We're gonna revisit this right now.
Oh, yeah.
If this Flash movie is as good as everyone says it is, we're
It's
gonna
not.
revisit. Listen.
It's not.
We're gonna revisit this conversation later, and I bet you will have a different ring in your fucking conversation. I bet you.
I think it's gonna be trash, and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna be like Tom Cruise, like stop making movies, you suck. Like Tom Cruise was the first guy that came up to bat for that movie. 100% it fucking suffers from DC.
What's he doing? What's he doing with his career right now?
Who?
Oh no! He's still in the shit right now. He's got to lay low. I'm not saying time doesn't have to go by for it to blow over.
Yeah, but you just said like 2 minutes ago, if he wanted a job right now, he could get it.
Oh, I do think so. That's me. That's my opinion. But
100%, I do not think so.
Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Like
maybe I'm wrong about right now. But I do think that if he just lays low, keeps his mouth shut, and doesn't say shit, he will be able to get another job.
Oh, not even fucking around. I'll hire Ezra Miller, man. I don't give a fuck.
Over. I do not.
I'll go make a movie. I'll hire Ezra Miller right now, man. Fuck it.
I do not think that Ezra Miller's career is over. That's not at all what I'm saying.
Okay.
My what I'm saying is that the events of 2021 and 2022 will follow him throughout his entire
career. That was the conversation.
Earlier,
you're right. I stand corrected. You're right, Triggs, because that was the original conversation. You're right.
Look, everybody in Hollywood that gets a Cinderella story.
That the same thing hasn't happened to RDJ.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah, but no one associates RDJ, and that's a great point. But no one associates RDJ with his shortcomings anymore. Like if you really sit there and think about it, yes, you'll think about it. But now when you think of him, you don't even think about that shit anymore, dude. You don't even think about that.
But that's the thing. You still do, because it still has followed him, because now it's a redemption story. This guy has come back.
Yeah, it's a Cinderella story.
When you're looking at it,
Chris Brown, dude. I mean,
okay,
fucking Chris Brown's got $1 million albums. Dude,
are the best way. Listen, word associations are the best way to handle these type of situations. When I say RDJ, when I say Robert Downey Jr., what's the first thing you think of?
Redemption.
I think Iron Man.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna fucking lie. Like, I think Iron Man. Yo, well, let me ask you.
Most people, no, but listen, most people, when I say Robert Downey Jr., they're gonna say Iron Man. They're not gonna say Redemption. Like I said, that's you thinking really deep into it. When I say Robert Downey Jr., your word association is gonna be Iron Man. You're not even gonna associate his past shit anymore, bro.
I mean, it's absolutely correct. Look, and I just mentioned it. Look at Chris Brown. What do you do? What do you think about when you think Chris Brown? You don't imagine a 3-piece combo to Rihanna's face. You fucking imagine like the greatest fucking dancer in hip hop history or wherever the fuck. You don't imagine him beating the fuck out of Rihanna. A fucking Rihanna doesn't even remember that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's that's already been blown under the radar. Everybody loves him again, even though he fucking took her into deep waters, Mayweather style, and fucking beat her ass in the 5th round or whatever, dude. Like he beat the fuck out of Rihanna, and he's okay. Both of these guys have opportunities to have redemption arcs. Everybody has in Hollywood. That's just what it is.
I will meet you there.
It has nothing to do about race or anything like that right now. It's just the fact on what they do with themselves. It's how they handle their shit. If Chris Brown could do it, any motherfucker can do it. Chris Brown beat the living fuck out of Rihanna. Like, you saw pictures of her the next day, and it looked like just some fucking potted meat. And this fucking dude went on Ellen DeGeneres 2 weeks later and cried a little bit, and everyone was cool. And all the comments were still like, "Don't worry, boo, I got you. You can beat the shit out of me too. I got you, I got you, boo." Like, no, it's fine. It's fine. Because if it fails, and the only way this fails is if someone brings this shit from way to the past of Jonathan Majors in college and him having an abusive ex something from back then who has more footage, more video, more this, another Me Too movement on him, but they bring some shit it's gonna be really hard for him to pull out that
Okay.
shit.
All right. Because we're going in circles. I think this conversation
No, I mean,
is
I'm just saying, like,
being
right now,
I
for the
think
situation at hand,
I think it's been
I don't think he's
convoluted.
as
Let
in
me ask
deep
you a
waters as
question.
we're
Let me
thinking.
ask you a question because we're going in circles now. What does Disney do now with him? What do they do?
I think they do what they did no, they can't do that. They cut him instantly. I was gonna say Justin Roiland.
Tricks.
Justin Roiland just fucking got cut from his shit with Rick and Morty because all the people knew he's just like an asshole, so they just assumed that all that shit was real. So what do you do now that he was like all the charges were dropped, everything's cool now? Like, what do you do with him? Can't bring him back because you could look like a bunch of dumbasses.
Tricks. What does Disney do?
Honestly, man, I think they have a good approach to what they're doing. Right now there's too many things that the public doesn't know, right? And even though all this has happened, the thing is that until this guy has gotten a sentencing,
His day in court.
has
Yes.
actually had
His
his
day
day in
in
court.
Johnny Depp moment, dude.
Guess what, dude? Like the nothing about what is going on with Jonathan Majors incites guilt. Nothing. But
Well,
it does not
it's
look good.
What's
That's
happening
the
to him
thing.
is like the Johnny Depp situation. Like
yeah.
Disney pulled out instantly with Johnny Depp, and now they're struggling to hire him back because now they look like assholes, and
struggling to
now
hire him
he's
back.
gonna
He's
get
already
way more
attached to
fucking
Part
money than he
6.
deserves.
Dude, they're honestly that whole situation, they're all liars. He fucking said in open court under oath that he would never go back to Disney.
And he still went back to Disney. He got paid a lot of money though.
Fucking went back, dude. He's now technically perjured himself.
That's like, would you kiss your homie for $1 million? And it's like, I'll do it for 5 or whatever.
That's apples to oranges.
Apples, oranges.
Okay, so let's say worst case scenario, the allegations are true.
Yeah, let's
right?
just say worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario, right? They chop him. Now, what do you do? Being that Kang is such a major part of your Phase 5, what do you do then?
Recast.
I'm gonna stick to my guns. What I said before, and I think Kang is a stupid fucking villain in the first place. Just wipe all of them out some way and bring in Doctor Doom or someone.
Shut up, Audrey.
Yeah, just fucking fuck the character in general. Jonathan Majors playing him as an actor, amazing job. Allegations suck, but amazing job of what he was doing. But Kang the Conqueror was such a stupid fucking villain to bring in.
I disagree. I disagree.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
gonna be the bad guy.
I think Jonathan Majors was going to knock this shit out the fucking park. All right. Again, let's take that off the board. So let's say we run with your idea, Chris. Let's say that you wipe that out, and now you're bringing in Doom, whichever version you would like.
The Fox guy,
whichever version of Doom you want. Ultimately, who are you casting as Doom?
As who?
Doom.
Oh fuck, dude! Literally the guy from the Fantastic Four Fox movie, not the newer one, but the older one. Like the guy that stole the power of the Silver Surfers guy.
Oh, the guy from Nip Tuck.
The guy from Nip Tuck. That guy. I'm bringing him back because he was a fucking cool Doctor Doom.
I heard someone today. I was watching Den of Nerds. Someone brought up an actor to play Doom that no one thought about, who I think would be a perfect fucking cast.
Oh shit.
Right?
Oh shit.
Are you guys familiar with another Quentin Tarantino movie, Inglourious Bastards? Are you guys familiar?
Oh, you're talking about the
I know who you're gonna say.
Are you guys familiar with that movie?
I fucking love that movie, and I think I know who you're gonna say.
Are you guys familiar with Christoph Waltz?
Yeah, you're talking about the German.
Yes.
Christoph Waltz. I love that guy, dude.
Dude, actually, I wasn't gonna go there, but I like that.
What do you guys think of him playing?
He could do anything, bro.
Dr. Doom.
And I'd watch the fuck out of him. He's so good at everything he does. He's so
You think
good.
so? That's my only
Tricks.
That's my only gripe is that he's maybe a little bit too old.
Yeah,
but
he's too old.
But I
think you know who I would have gotten though?
Who?
The Jew Bear.
The
that
Jew.
Guy.
Okay. That guy. That
was the director.
Oh yeah, he was the director. That guy's a fucking beast, by the way.
He's a bad motherfucker, dude. It's huge, man.
Eli Roth.
Eli
Roth. Yeah.
Eli Roth.
Like I know that he's really big into horror, but like
Eli Roth.
Eli Roth.
Eli Roth. Yes.
Yeah, I would cast him as Doctor Doom. I think he has that big
Damn, that's a good cast
presence,
too, though.
that like big, like terrifying presence on screen that I think that he could carry a Doctor Doom.
I'm looking at it from like an acting standpoint. Like, I think that Christoph, even though he's a little bit older, just hear me out.
Mhm.
I think just the acting aspect of that, I think Christoph Waltz would be fucking a great cast.
Actually-
who was that other German dude? The one fucking sharpening his knife on the leather. That guy too. Granted,
Okay.
he's not quite as old, but he is still kind of up there in age. But
Yeah.
that guy, you know, if we're gonna go with like the stern face kind of look, you know what I mean?
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know that I don't the only person
He was sharpening his knife on the leather strap. That guy, I can't fucking remember his name.
Wasn't that was Brad Pitt? Wasn't that?
no. Daniel Bruhl is the only other person in that movie that I remember. So I don't know if that's who you're talking about, but he might actually Daniel Bruhl might actually be a
Oh,
really
he's talking
good
about Sergeant Hugo Stiglitz. Till Schweiger.
Stiglitz.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds familiar. But
He's
Daniel
the
Bruhl,
big
now that I'm
dude.
thinking about it, Daniel Bruhl might actually be a really good fucking Doom as well. By the
Yeah,
way.
dude. Hugo or Till Schweiger. That's what his name is. Till
Okay.
Schweiger.
Who could I see as a really great Doctor Doom?
But granted,
Like,
this
really
is all fan casting just from that.
We're
movie.
just
fucking
fan
great
casting.
Doctor
Yeah, we're
Doom.
just shooting the
But
shit.
even then, it's just from Inglorious Bastards that we're.
Yeah, I was
just
saying like we're just
Yeah,
picking shit
like, I
from
was
the
like,
Glorious
we're just picking the
Bastards.
whole
A whole
cast,
bunch of
dude.
guys playing
but
Germans
if
and
I'm gonna
shit.
go, if I'm gonna go with somebody, and they actually fan casted this dude as Reed Richards, but I think I could also see him as Doctor Doom is Penn Badgley.
Okay.
The dude
Which
from
one?
You. Penn Badgley, the guy
Yeah.
from You.
From Hugh. Yeah.
Okay, that was a lot. That was a lot of people's choices for
Reed Richards. That's what I was
for
just
Reed
saying.
Richards.
Yeah,
Ezra
man.
Miller, dude. Robertson there for
Ezra
Reed
Miller
Richards.
as fucking Dr.
Talking to
Doom.
man.
Can you imagine that shit, yo?
That's so fucking
I
funny.
would watch
dude.
it just for the fucking destruction, dude.
Just
to see
the
him
fucking
chokeslam
sheer
Sue Storm.
violence of it all, dude.
Yo,
Just
why
to see
my
him
man
chokeslam-
Jonathan Majors do that, bro? What the fuck, man?
Because he's black, bro.
Fuck,
They
man.
had to get him because he's black.
Why did he do that, dude? Like, he has such a promising. I swear to God, I literally hope this is not true, dude.
Me
I
too.
really
Me
hope
too,
this
dude.
is
That
not true,
guy,
dude. Like,
that guy has true stardom right now, like an up and coming true stardom.
why did he
Because
do
like his
that,
like one of his
man?
best performances, dude. Lovecraft Country, he was amazing in that.
Yeah.
The harder
That's
they
true.
fall. The harder they fall was fucking amazing. I love that fucking movie, dude. Like, that's
I
honestly,
haven't seen it. I haven't seen
that's
it.
my comfort movie. Like, that's a comfort movie for me, dude. Like, I watch that whenever I'm just bored. I just put The Harder They Fall, and I just put that shit on, and I'll just let it rock, dude. Like, that's one of my favorite movies of like the
Ian
last like
Ruffles?
couple years, dude. Like, fuck, man.
Yo,
That
what about
sucks, man.
like a fucking Ian Grufford? Gruffeld?
Yeah, Ian
Gruffeld.
Gruffeld.
Ian Gruffeld. I was gonna say, dude, like, what about like a Colin Farrell, a Doctor Doom Colin Farrell?
Still kind of old, but I mean, I could see it.
Because the
Yeah,
thing is,
and
is,
I'm
like,
not
Dr.
so
Doom-
listen. I'm not sold on Colin Farrell, dude. Like,
I mean, he's done some pretty good stuff.
Dude,
But
his
like the cool
last-
thing is like you have to remember that Doctor Doom is supposed to be like somewhat of a playboy, and then he gets his whole fucking face rearranged.
dude,
like-
the Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah.
Dude, that was an amazing movie.
the last
he
time,
gets his-
the last time I saw him, he was the Penguin, and it didn't move me. That's all I'm saying.
Well, watch Banshees of Inisherin.
Okay,
Yo, what about Matt Hardy, dude?
like the wrestler.
Oh, but he's Venom though, right?
Oh, you're thinking of Tom Hardy, my
Tom
guy.
Hardy, yeah. That guy.
He said Matt Hardy. I was
Matt
like,
Hardy. My
wait, the
bad.
wrestler?
Yeah.
Holy
I mean,
Right when you
shit!
said that, I was like, oh, wait a minute.
The Miz, dude.
Yeah,
The
Just
Miz,
comes
dude.
in, dude, fucking
the
starts
Miz.
chopping everybody down with his little DDT shit.
Fucking Sheamus or some shit like that.
He said Matt Hardy. I was like, wait a minute, what?
That's how you know I'm real fucking lost right now, dude. That's how you tell, man, with this format that I got
That's
going on.
great.
Like, I am fucking not used to this.
Nah,
right now.
dude, listen, I'm not totally against fucking
Kevin
Matt
Hart,
Hardy.
dude.
I'm not totally against Matt Hardy being in the MCU, to be honest with you.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart is Doctor Doom, dude. I can see it. I could
Motherfuckers
see
is
that in a
tough
heartbeat,
now.
dude. Like I
Yo, I
fucking
saw
hate
Modak's
life.
ass, bro. Anything is possible in the MCU, bro.
That's true, dude.
You can't tell me, man, that you're not like I was watching the Mandalorian. Like the Mandalorian's been coming out every week. They had that last episode where they gave Grogu that fucking mech or whatever. And when that little dude climbed off that shit, you can't tell me you weren't expecting to see his little butt cheeks, dude. I'm so done with Disney. I'm just like, they're just gonna put ass cheeks in every fucking television show. I'm so
Wait,
dumb,
Dude,
man.
You were waiting.
Dude, if they had, I'd have marked it as 10 out of 10 last week.
You were
I would
waiting.
have been like,
You were
Man,
waiting for
that's
Grogu's little cheeks. So you're
no,
saying
the
that?
fucking other guy that's like, hey, you little shit or whatever. He called fucking Grogu a motherfucker and shit like that.
He was like, no, he said, I'm not, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah, you
I
heard
heard
that shit, right? He's
I
like,
heard that shit.
Don't fucking
I'm not, motherfucker.
squeeze me, motherfucker. Don't even
He's
fucking
like,
squeeze me.
I'm not, motherfucker. I heard that shit.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah,
Yo, what
that's
about like
crazy.
Ben Affleck, dude, as Doctor Doom?
About him, yo. I'm done with Ben Affleck.
Ben
bro.
Affleck, you're already. It's just completely done.
Fucking done.
I don't know,
with
dude.
that.
Okay, so hear me out. What if the whole Secret Wars is like an amalgamation of everything superhero that's been in Hollywood from now, from the past to now, in Marvel?
I think that's what you're gonna get.
That's what we're pushing on, which is like the Fox and everybody coming together and everyone doing the shit. That's why they're throwing the nostalgic shit and all this stuff. And why not bring the Doctor Doom from that time period who took down the Silver Surfer?
So that Doom was actually like a good guy. You can't like have Doom.
But that's the
as-
thing. Doom isn't a bad guy. He's just a bad guy. It's like the fucking Zangief thing from Wreck-It Ralph. Like you don't have to be a bad guy to be a bad guy.
Let me just correct me if I'm wrong, because I know you guys are way more well versed in this than I am. But the Doom from like the Jonathan Hickman run, he caught wind of what the Illuminati were doing, and low key figured out how to stop the incursions, and then started Battle World in
What happened was an incursion happened in Latveria,
Latveria,
he stopped it by just wiping out the other planet like he does,
and started
using
Battle
magic
World.
and shit. And then he was like, the Illuminati hasn't been honest, and I know what you're doing. You're trying to save the planet, but we can't do it that way. You guys do it your way. I'm going to do it mine. So I'm just going to go and get every Owen Reese from every world. I'm going to explode them in every planet I don't like and keep the ones that I want.
So that was a long version of what I just said.
Yeah. No. He wasn't, but he wasn't like, he didn't find out about it from the Illuminati and then go against
he
them.
found out what the Illuminati were doing, is what I said, and stopped. He found out what happened with the incursions, because an incursion happened over Latveria. He's like, what the fuck is that? And then low key,
and then he was like, just kills everybody.
And then low key figured out what was going on and became God fucking Doom. I get it.
Yeah, because what was more crazy is the idea of like when the Illuminati was trying to figure out how to save the planet, Dr. Doom came out and was like, you guys can't save the planet because that's my planet. I'll save it. Fuck off. Like that's the way Dr. Doom is. He just believes he owns everything. And if he doesn't own it, it still belongs to him.
So
Like, that's the way it is.
but my original question is, can you have that version of Doom in the MCU, or like?
Yeah, fuck
he
yeah.
He needs to be a bad guy though, right? He needs to be the big bad.
I mean, he will be the big bad because it has to be his way. You know what I mean? It just has to be his way. And that's the thing about that dude in the Fantastic Four movie is he wasn't bad. He just didn't want for them to have all the cool powers without him. He saw the Silver Surfer and he's like, fuck, that guy's strong. And he's like, you know what I need? I need a surfboard. Fuck that guy. I need his whole goddamn costume. Like, he just took his shit.
Am I tripping, or is there a way to incorporate that version of Doom into the MCU with, like, I guess without him being the big bad? Like, is there room for that?
Oh yeah, 100%.
You think that can happen?
Like both of your accounts of that story were a little bit inaccurate, but
okay.
I'll
I said, you guys are way better than me. I had the clip.
I absolutely love this story. I know it backwards and forwards. But with that being said, like totally veering off track with that. But and this is gonna be my last fan casting, by the way. Reggie Jean Page, the guy in Bridgerton.
Okay,
That
I know
guy
who you're talking about.
Doom.
He's a fucking
guy.
great actor, by the way.
That guy could be Doctor Doom.
Okay.
Pretty boy could carry a scene. Anyway, anyway,
True.
yeah, you
True, true.
100% can, because like if this is under the premise that we're going to get a somewhat comic book accurate depiction of Doctor Doom, because both depictions of Doctor Doom that was so far that we have gotten is that he was around when the Fantastic Four got their powers. That's not entirely accurate. He got his powers through magic.
Through magic, yeah.
You know, like he's just been wanting to save his mom. You know, like he was very, very, very just self-centered in the fact that he just wanted to save his mom. Then he became just crazy with trying to collect power. Like that, I mean, you know, and like that, it carries on throughout every Doctor Doom throughout the multiverse. Blah 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 blah. But we can still get a power-hungry Doctor Doom told correctly in the MCU, but they're obviously going to take snippets from here and here and here. And I guarantee you, we're probably going to get an electricity throwing, you know, Doctor Doom to like.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, is there a way? Do you see a possibility? Because when it comes to the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars arc of Doctor Doom is very specific. It's kind of like out of character, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So like.
Well,
that's
yes and no. Like you yes and no. Okay. Because the reason that I say that is because like you still have the dichotomy between himself and Reed. Okay. Then you still have yet again the dichotomy between would you have done the same thing in my position, Reed, or is this the best that we could have hoped for in the position that we were in? Right? Yeah. Granted, he put everybody in the position that they were in anyway, because he blew up all of the Beyonders.
Yes.
You know, so, you know, after that, it's just like, okay, well, this is what's left of every multiverse, and I'm going to put it together, make a planet.
And now I'm God.
So, yeah, and now I'm God.
Now
right?
I'm God.
But now, weirdly enough, I've also kept every single stupidly powerful artifact in the multiverse, you know, here on this single planet that could possibly defeat me.
Well, let me throw this into the universe right now before it happens. But what if that Jonathan Hickman Doctor Doom that went on that journey to stop the incursions and all that stuff, and now he becomes God Doom, is the Doom that we get, and it's the Fox guy continuing his journey past the Fantastic Four, past the Silver Surfer. He was already on that pathway of taking everything's power to be his, and he played it so fucking well. Like so fucking well. But like you have all the incursions, you have all of it fall apart, and then you jump into it in its battle world, and all the heroes, whoever's going to be like the front and center Young Avengers or whatever, they come up, and all of a sudden they're like, well, who's in charge? And they're like, God Doom. And it fucking goes to it, and it's that dude from the movie that was in the original one that he's the one that...
Then he would need to be a throwaway, which would be super shitty.
Exactly.
Because Julian McMahon is 55 years old.
Yeah, and not only that, but not everybody saw that movie. No one would know who the fuck that is. Like, no one even know who that is.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, and this also goes back into my fan casting. I wouldn't see that, and you know, and this isn't me trying to like blackwash any or anything like that, or trying to give representation or anything like that. No, like I really think that the guy could pull off a Doctor Doom quite well. I mean, the last Doctor Doom that we had was Indian, you know, or you know, from the Middle East. Yeah. You know, so I mean, why fucking not?
True that. I mean, I think we're already past that whole idea of like being upset of like characters being like color swapped and being upset about it.
We would like to think that, but unfortunately, we're not. There's still a lot of people who are like,
no, of course people are gonna be upset.
Why are you switching up their races?
No, but it's one of those things like it's not as like
the fucking Little Mermaid.
I was gonna say all you gotta do is look at the Little Mermaid, dude.
Yeah, but it's not as shocked value anymore. Like when companies did it, it was like crazy shock. But like I don't see it. So like when I see openings for positions, like I'm up about it. Did you see the one for Lilo and Stitch?
Wait, there's one for Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah, they changed Bubbles. They changed it to like a black girl. Bubbles was like that the black dude that looked like Michael Clark
I don't
Duncan.
think I've ever watched Lilo and Stitch. Don't
It's
kill me,
fucking
guys.
good, dude. Lilo and
Dude,
Stitch is fantastic.
I've never watched
Dude,
that
don't,
cartoon.
dude, don't get fucking Audrey started, bro. She'll
Yeah,
just-
but you know what? I
I've
would be
never,
upset if I
I've
was
never
that
seen
girl.
it. I'm sorry, dude.
Honestly,
I've-
bro,
I'm like-
what,
never
you
seen
sit you sit your daughter down and you watch Lilo and Stitch.
And you
I'm
watch
sure
that, and
she's.
she would love
I'm
it.
sure she's watched it. I've
And
never
you're gonna love
watched
it too. Lilo's
Then-
Stitch is a
then you know, yeah.
motherfucker.
I
Yeah.
just listen.
That guy's on some fuck
Lilo and
shit.
Stitch can kiss my ass because I spent three weekends ago. I spent an entire fucking Saturday looking for a fucking Squishmallow,
I saw that.
a fucking Stitch holding a fucking boba fucking cup. So as far as I'm concerned, they can kiss my ass. I done put in my time for fucking Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah,
if
like,
I've
I
never
did
watched
more
the
than
fucking,
enough.
That's because Stitch is on that fuck shit, dude. I'm
yeah,
telling
if
you.
I've never watched the
nice.
fucking movie, you gotta give me a pass because I spent a whole goddamn day.
Yeah, you're like I bought a
looking for a
fucking
Stitch.
Squish
Lilo
and
Stitch
Squishmallows. There's no
Yeah,
fucking
I got
around with
enough
those, dude.
of Lilo and Stitch bitch ass. So I don't put in
There
my
ain't even-
time, bro.
There's no fucking around. Going for Squishmallows is hard, man. Everybody's super on that shit. But you know what?
Dude,
Actually,
honestly,
being
let
on
me
the
know where you
talks,
got it. That way I can get it for Audrey because honestly, like she's all about Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
All about Lilo
Well,
and Stitch.
Yeah.
do
And
me a
she's about
favor.
to turn 30.
Do me a favor. Go on Google and look for specifically the Stitch holding a boba tea. Good luck, sir.
yeah, that's just gonna be sold
luck.
out hardcore, man.
Good luck, sir. Good
And
luck.
watch, we have it down here at a CVS for no reason. Watch.
You could probably get it on like eBay, like for like double the price. That's just like fucking $15, but you're gonna get it for like $60, $70 because
You
it was
find
so
it, Triggs?
limited.
I actually am looking for it. Hold up.
You know what? But being on the cusp of that, talking about Doctor Doom, there were some rumors about casting going on this past week for the Fantastic Four movie. We're finally getting some. And did you guys hear about these?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it looks like right now the two names that are being dropped that seem kind of potential are Adam Driver as Reed Richards and Mila Kunis as Sue Storm. How do you guys feel about this?
No, Mila.
I'm
No
good.
Adam.
I mean,
No Adam.
oh, you don't want Adam? Oh, you don't want Adam Driver?
Yeah, it's something. I don't know what it is. It just feels. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know if that makes any sense. Does that make sense to you guys?
To be fair, they said the
Do
same
you-
thing about
did
Hugh
you-
Jackman and
Did you see the
Wolverine.
original
Yes.
Fantastic Four
So
movies?
that's funny. I'm sorry, Chris. That's
Go for
funny. You said that, Tricks, because I heard that same fucking argument today. When I was watching Den of Nerds, and I forgot that. I forgot that people hated the fact that Hugh Jackman was going to be Wolverine, and he knocked it out the fucking park. So yes,
And he stuck the
listen,
landing.
if Adam Driver does end up being Mr. Fantastic and he knocks it out the park, I will be the first person to come on here and say that I was wrong.
True.
But as of right now, I don't
Got him
like
for
it.
Doom.
I
For
don't
me,
like it.
You're
I'm
medieval.
willing to give benefit of the doubt because you know what, dude, Adam Driver is a fucking fantastic actor.
He can act. He can act
the
for
guy,
sure.
Yeah.
The guy's got what, two Oscar nominations, 4 Emmy nominations, and I mean, just has a presence, you know, that's completely unmatched. You know, like when it comes to like young actors right now, because he's really not that old. Like he's in his early 30s.
And I have to ask, Brian, did you get to see the original Fantastic Four movies?
Yes,
So, like, when you think of Reed Richards,
they all sucked.
no.
all
But
of them.
does your imagination go back to those films, or what is your take on how Reed Richards is as a person?
I think you know what it is. I think that it's going to be extremely hard for anyone to pull off Reed Richards. That's just I don't know why, but that's where my mind goes. It's just hard to pull that off.
It's 'cause, like,
that character.
I know what you're talking
is-
about.
That character is so convoluted and so multi-leveled and faceted. It's gonna be hard. And I know that Adam Driver is he's a great fucking actor, dude.
Yeah.
But when I envision, I'm sorry, dude. Like, and it might be even
Sounds weird, right?
It sounds weird, but like, dude, I don't know, man. I like John Krasinski as him, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like that's
I
a
would
fucking
prefer
damn,
that.
that's such a good fucking.
Like, and
It's like those
John
guys.
Krasinski probably couldn't even tie Adam Driver's shoes
Shoes,
acting
yeah.
wise. but for some
Couldn't even
reason,
drive him up for the Academy
it just
Award.
fucking looked good. It looked better, bro. I don't
There's
know,
just
dude. I
something
don't
about
know.
that character to me. There's something about the Reed Richards character that's like, it would be hard to do on live action because he's so dry. Like he's so dorky and not funny.
And he's dead inside, kind of
Like he's just got no emotional connection to nobody. So to have someone that can pull that off, it's really hard. But the thing is like you have a guy like John Krasinski who came up, and since he's always so sarcastic and playing like really like dumb characters, like he can pull off someone that just looks like nonchalant about you.
Did you guys like him? I didn't. I don't know. Do you guys
No, I
like
think
him
he did
as
fantastic when he
Mr.
did
Fantastic in
yeah, he
the
did good.
fucking
Like even when he comes out
Tricks?
and like
You're down with it?
Oh, yeah.
condescendingly
Okay,
tells
good.
Wanda like, look, it's okay, I have kids too. But he's like really not giving a fuck if she cares if he has kids or not. Like there's just something about it, the way he like talks down to everyone in that moment. He's like, Dr. Doom, it's good to see you, friend. And it's like, man, fuck you, boy, man. I don't know you. It's just, there's just something about his character, like even when you're reading the comic books, there's something about Reed Richards that just feels so dry and so like you said, like there's just something like he's soulless. It's all on the
I wouldn't
science.
say that it's that he's soulless. It's just that he has an air of superiority.
Yeah.
Right. And like they always say that, like, especially for people like him, like if you're gonna step into a room, make sure that you're the smartest person in the room, right? Well, with Reed Richards, he's the smartest person in every room he's ever walked into.
Yep. And he's done the variable math for that equation too, probably.
Yeah. So I mean, like this is the guy who has done some very questionable things for what he considered the greater good of the people.
Yep.
This is
So
the guy,
it's like, how
this
do
is
you
also the
portray
same
that on
guy
live
who
action?
who got Tony Stark's level of intelligence and told him flat out that he was dumber.
Yep. So yeah, it's like, dude, it's like, how do you pull that off? Like, how do you do that as a character? Like, it's gonna be an impressive feat. Adam Driver, every role I've ever seen him in, he's like hyper emotional.
He's probably gonna knock that shit out the park, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's
I'm
gonna be
being
so
hyper
wild.
fucking critical about it, but like he's probably gonna knock that shit out the park, dude.
Like, there's no like, dude, man. Every time I watch the old school Fantastic Four movies, like, I just think it's so fucking silly. Like, just so silly the way they do Reed Richards, where he's like dancing in a club and, oh, don't worry, Sue, I'm gonna be good for our wedding. Let me just figure out this cool little gadget for the military because we're gonna do some shit against Galactus or whatever. And it's like, all
That's
right, man.
exactly what he would have done at his wedding.
Yeah, but it's so
Pretty sure that's
silly
what he
that
did
like
at his
everything
wedding.
else is so like, I don't know. They just the writing of him was always like really dorky. He always reminded me of the dad from Rick Moranis. He reminded me of Rick Moranis in all the Honey I Shrunk the Kids movies.
Okay, so how do we feel about Mila Kunis being casted as Sue
100%. I love Mila Kunis, dude. She could, you can cast her as Wendy in a burger commercial, and I fucking love it, dude. I love Mila Kunis. Yeah,
No.
I love Mila Kunis.
No, don't get me wrong. I think she's fucking hilarious, but I think that's what she is. I think she's funny. That's like casting Jim Carrey as fucking Reed Richards. Don't do it.
It's gonna be fun. Dude. She'll do fine. She does acting. She
I
acts. She
don't-
does
She
I
does
don't-
acting. I'm not saying that she doesn't do acting, dude. But like, like the things that I associate her with are all comedy pieces. And I don't. I would prefer my Sue Storm not to be quite that comedic.
Yeah,
I actually thought that the girl who played Sue Storm in the last Fantastic Four movie was like the perfect depiction of her.
I'd
Because
rather take
she has
Jessica
like a
boring
Alba.
as fuck.
I'll
That
take
chick was
Jessica
boring as fuck.
Alba. I'll take Jessica Alba's fucking
Over
Sue
all
Storm
those chicks
fucking
any day,
Mila
dude.
Kunis. Honestly, I don't like that casting. I think that there are way better picks for Sue Storm than Mila Kunis.
I'd give it to Emily Blunt.
Okay, so listen, this is a very interesting thing that I saw online as well. Why do you think all of a sudden? Because you know that in the past, Marvel has been known to cast.
Get the
To-
fuck out of here.
They have been known to cast like little to no name actors. Why now all of a sudden are they going big for the Jonathan Majors, the Adam Drivers, the Mila Kunis? Why do you think that's happening?
Because they're only going to use them for a short amount of time.
What?
Yeah, because they're gonna revamp the Marvel Universe after Secret Wars.
Okay.
So if they're gonna go big, they might as well go big at the end.
Tricks?
You're not gonna. Yeah, I mean,
Honestly, I kind of think that they're totally the opposite of what Chris is saying. I think what they need is bigger star power to bring to the next phase, because like one all of the star power that they brought in for phase 4 and even the 3 previous phases, you know, those were for the most part, you know, a lot of them were a bunch of big nobodies.
Nobodies.
You know, they really were. They were a bunch of big nobodies, and they had their careers propelled by the Marvel Universe. You know, like, what did you hear Tom Hiddleston in?
Or Chris Hemsworth, or
you know, or Chris Hemsworth before Thor.
Thor, yeah.
Nothing. That's not to say that they didn't act before that, but what did you hear them in?
Like Chris Pratt was in like TV shows.
Yeah, was in Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
And Chris Evans was in fucking Not Another Teen Movie.
Yeah.
You know, Scarlett Johansson was, you know, like still
Good
yet
point.
again another nobody. You know, so
she was the greatest actor. Don't even start, man.
You know,
She was the greatest actor that fucking Kevin Feige's ever saw in his fucking life. Watch your mouth.
Well,
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Some respect on her name.
Put your
put some
respect on her
respect
name.
on those words.
I will never forgive Kevin Feige for saying that ever. I will never forgive that, yo. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But like, more to my point, you know, like maybe it's time to start drawing in some bigger Hollywood names to start revitalizing a franchise that, yes, is dying right now. Like, as much as I don't want to admit it, as much as other people love to try and say that they are doing just fine, that's not the case. That's not the case. Yeah. You know, they have, of like what, the fucking 15 movies that they've put out for phase 4, I think 3 of them have hit over $1 billion.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's something that that a lot of people aren't taking notice, is that they are taking a bigger approach to casting. I think that's very what's the word? It's very eye-opening to where they see themselves going in the future. They're no longer interested in the smaller names. They're trying to build the talent to get where they need to go. They need some star power to drive this
need
shit.
The hitters right now, and right now I think it's the smart move. Start putting in some pipe hitters, the people who have been doing this for a while, the people who have nominations underneath, you know, and awards underneath their fucking names, to start.
Well, that's been their MO when it comes to villains, though. They've been casting high fucking quality actors for villains.
Those are one-offs, right? And honestly, all right, that's great. That's a great point. They've all been one-offs, so to say, and honestly, the villains have probably been the most lackluster aspect of Marvel in their entire
so shitty what they did to Christian Bale, dude.
All of them.
I will never forgive that.
All of them.
Look at what they did to fucking Hela, dude.
All of them.
Yeah, she was a good villain, but like, you could have used that character several fucking times.
Yeah.
And they only used her one, and she did well. I mean,
dude, the guy who played Malekith,
yeah, dude, that was a shit show, dude. The Malekith story, that was fucking horrible.
You know, that guy's a fucking like Emmy nominated actor as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just wild as shit to think about all that.
I think Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger was underutilized. You could have had him for a few movies. Even James Spade as the voice of fucking Ultron was a one-off.
That was wild as shit to me.
That's a one-off. So it's like that has been something that has been highlighted over the years. But yeah, dude,
all of the secondary characters have been the bigger names. All of the secondary characters: Gwyneth Paltrow, Pepper Potts, you know, fucking Rhodey, you know, Don Shield.
Yep, Don Shield.
You know, Jarvis.
Oh, even the other guy, dude.
You know, Jarvis. Fuck, what's his name?
I don't know.
Oh fuck, I'm drawing.
Yeah, the dude that smoked out and did cocaine with Johnny Depp.
You know, I mean, granted, you know, he got his front and center, but still, dude, you know, like he was a secondary character for, you know, like half of the franchise.
Yeah. It's wild, man. It's fucking wild. But yeah. Are we even excited for Fantastic Four movie this far in the fucking?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Fuck
So-
yeah, fuck. Like, listen, we probably just spent the last 30 minutes shitting on this shit, but yeah, hell
You're like,
yeah.
but I'm about it, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm fucking about it.
I'm watching
I'm every bit about it.
Yeah.
All right, boys, breaking into something a little bit more nostalgic and breaking away from Marvel. Being that we're talking about a little bit of nostalgia and all that good shit, did any of you see this masterful gift given to us on their 30th anniversary for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
I didn't watch it.
I actually
No.
have not watched it yet.
I'm not
and
gonna
a
watch
huge
it.
Power Rangers fan.
I'm not gonna
I
watch
saw
it.
that fucker today, dude.
How was
How
it?
was it?
It was everything your fucking 13-year-old self would love, dude.
See, I'm not interested in that.
16. Sorry, so it was a fucking 6 out of 10 then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not watching
It
All right.
it was corny.
it. See, I'm not well, yeah.
It was corny. And there were
That's
some
not-
parts that were
It's not much coming from you. You think I was in the corner.
I was gonna say, like, are we really gonna take this guy's word for it?
corny.
Yeah, are we gonna really take this guy's word for it? Of all people, we're gonna take this guy.
Are you gonna have to if you're not gonna watch it?
Yeah, I'm not watching this shit.
Yeah,
so
you're
I'll
gonna
take
watch
your
it. You
word
better
for
take
it.
my word.
I'm not watching this shit.
I am gonna watch it. I'm probably gonna watch it tonight. You know,
It was
like,
it was
I totally
you
forgot
know what was
that
really
it didn't
cool?
come out.
is it felt like an old episode. It felt like an old episode of the original Power Rangers TV show.
Hell yeah.
Like through and through, even with the new actress that they brought in as Trini's daughter. Like it felt
Oh, they had Trini's daughter?
that's what it's supposed to be.
That's so cool.
Rob,
Okay.
you got no shot with me, buddy.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
these two.
the whole premise about this story is when Trini's character died in the original Power Ranger series, they never talked about it. They just brought in the girl from the movie, the black girl, which was the Yellow Ranger, and they just never talked about Trini again. So what they did was the guy, David Yost, the guy who's the Blue Ranger, approached Netflix for an episode 30th anniversary, explaining, giving her character an actual
Send-off?
send-off.
Yeah.
Like having it to be where something had happened to her, and the Rangers have to figure out a way to kind of like you know, have
Rally around that.
yeah, rally together and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
very cool. The only thing that kind of sucks is that this was right on the ending of Jason David Frank's
Yeah,
life.
so did they?
And he himself, when he was alive, him and the Amber Jo Johnson, the chick that plays Kimberly,
Yeah, Amy Jo
didn't want to be a
Johnson.
part of it.
Yep.
So they chose to not be a part of it.
Why not?
I have no idea. They just chose. They were just like,
she glossed over it because a lot of people were being like, "Oh, like it's about the money for you," and so she was like, "No,
Yeah.
like, it's not about the money."
It's not
She's
about the
like,
money.
she was like,
I just moved on.
yeah, she's well,
there was just something about her where she was just, yeah, I didn't want to try to get on his suit. I didn't want to, you know, I'm fucking
Yeah.
50 years old. I don't want to put on latex.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
You know, she's just kind of like, you know,
she's. I don't want to say over
and,
it,
and
but
if you think about it, she really has tried to separate herself from just being Kimberly, the Power
Pink-
Ranger.
the pink.
You know what I
Pink
mean? Like
Ranger.
she's
I mean, she
directed
was
her
on
own
Flashpoint
films.
for a while, man. You know that cop
Yeah.
show, you know, Flashpoint.
Yeah.
She was on that forever.
Well, it's not only that, she directed her own film like 3 years ago, and then she just released. She's had several release albums from her music career.
Yeah.
So she's been out there doing her, you know, but for some reason it's always like a haunting feeling that, I mean, it's not a bad loom, but the Power Ranger loom is always over her. That's
Yeah.
what everybody knows her as. She's the Harry Potter in this, you know what I mean? Like some people embrace it, some people don't. Jason David Frank, we all know him, we all love him. He embraced the fuck out of it, and we
Yeah, I
loved
was
him
about to
for
be
it.
like, yeah, but he leaned the fuck into it.
I think probably in the end, him and Amy Jo Johnson were probably in the same idea, because we saw that he, at the same time that this was being filmed, was filming the the Legend of White Dragon or whatnot.
With
And
his
we
daughter- his
see the
daughter?
hype behind that, where a bunch of people are like, fuck yeah, finally something that's more in tune to what an adult Power Ranger fan's gonna want to see. Like,
Dude,
you know,
speaking
us who
of
grew
adult
on that
Power
shit.
Rangers, man, did you ever see that? Like, did you ever see
The fan one that was hardcore.
Yeah,
dude.
that fan one that went hard
And it
as
was
fuck,
fucking
dude.
awesome too. James Vanderbeek was in it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Did you ever see that one, Brian?
I saw clips of it. I didn't watch the entire thing.
It
You
is
should,
it
dude.
is
It's good as
fantastic.
fuck,
Actually,
man.
Bo-Katan's in it, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bo-Katan's the
I
Pink
think
Ranger.
She's the Pink Ranger. Yeah.
Yeah. So and she plays Catherine, which is the girl, or is she Kimberly? Maybe
I
she's
think she's
Catherine.
Kimberly. No, I
Yeah.
think she's
Oh,
Kimberly.
maybe yeah. Well, yeah, but they chose a phenomenal cast to play all the characters,
Okay.
and it looked like something right out of like Blade Runner. It was so fucking good. We'll check that out later, dude. I'll put it in the Discord.
See,
do
for
it.
me, when it comes to Power Rangers, and I don't know why, it had a place with me when I was a little bit
Younger.
and I was still old when that came out. Like I was older when that came out. So
Yeah,
like
we're like
I
13,
just
14.
I just missed that sweet spot for Power Rangers.
For it to
So it was
mean a
like
lot.
yeah, exactly. So like it never really meant that much to me, but I respected it and I knew what it was. So for what that was, that's cool. I don't need to run back to that. That's just me personally.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you, Brian. The only thing I would think was different is I grew up doing martial arts as a kid, so that's why it kind of like stuck with me
Yeah.
harder, I guess, because it was a bunch of people that I know that were a part of like the tournament scene who were able to get picked up by someone and be turned into actors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always was like, oh, dude, I look up to Jackie Chan and Jet Li, you know, all these guys, Bruce Lee and Sammo Young and Yun Bao, all of these guys that have made martial arts movies in China who are all part of the Chinese theater, and they're throwing each other and flipping and kicking the shit out of each other. And then here's this thing in America that a bunch of karate kids that were my age had just got picked up for to be actors, and they just got to go tour around and do some flips and tricks. You know what I mean? Like I was about that shit. I thought it was super cool, like wanting to be a part of it. But I don't know what it was that got me to care about watching this again.
Yeah.
There was something about it that when I saw it on Netflix, when I was scrolling through it, I was like, "Oh, the 30th anniversary." So I'm gonna check this out. Let's see what this.
So wait, what was it? Was it like a Power Rangers episode or what like
It was an episode.
Okay.
That's the easiest way to put it. It's literally an episode, and it feels in the same format, the same corny writing, the same one-liner jokes.
The same.
Like,
Okay.
everything is there, except there's a really weird undertone on how death is a real thing.
Okay.
Because that's the whole point. Is they're trying to. It's, you know what it reminded me of? The Big Bird episode in Sesame Street when Big Bird's trying to explain to kids that death is real.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that shit. That was like
no.
it was something,
Yeah,
but it's something that you can't overlap or not talk about. It's something that's still a conversation. Even at children's pace, you can still have that conversation.
Yeah.
And having someone in that nature speak to it, sometimes it's more relatable for children to kind of deal with. This one, it hits pretty well. At the end, it kind of hits a little bit closer to home, and then they instantly lose it because it drags on too far.
Too much. Okay.
Yeah, because there's like a conversation that three people have, and it goes real cool, and then it just goes for too long, and you're kind of like, well, that's a lot of dead air in a film. The budget wasn't anything crazy. It was probably smaller, if not the same as an episode back in the day. The original Rita Repulsa's voice actress came back.
Okay.
But the actress didn't because she feels that she's a little bit overweight and wouldn't have been able to pull the character off as she wanted to. And I was like, well, fuck it, girl. Like, come back and just do your thing. Like, dude, all the Power Rangers look like fucking aged fucking double cheeseburgers from McDonald's, man. None of them have aged well. The only one that aged well was Zach, which is the black Power Ranger guy that everybody just made hip hop fight, which I was so fucking, I hated the shit out of that. They should have just had him do capoeira back in the day.
Back.
But they do give homage to him being like a hip hop martial artist, but they actually make it look pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, and you know, like, I mean, if you really think about it, dude, I mean, like the old Power Rangers was just stemmed in stereotypes.
It's 100%.
Stemmed in stereotypes. You know, you have Courageous Red, right? You know, the big strong guy, Austin St. John. The pretty,
the jock and shit.
Yeah, the pretty sorority girl, Kimberly Pink, right?
Mm-hmm. The cheerleader and
Asian. yellow.
Yeah, the
The
nerdy
black
Asian
guy,
girl.
black. The intelligent dork.
Yeah, nerdy
blue.
guy who that you
Blue.
couldn't
And I
tell if he
like,
was
dude, like,
LGBT or not.
yeah, and like you see all that and you're like, bro. And like I remember like watching that, like, because I want to say about 3 maybe 4 years ago I did a whole rewatch of the original MMPR, right? And I think I got all the way up to Power Rangers in Space before I stopped for a little bit and I totally forgot about it. And now they've taken out so many different Power Rangers seasons from like Netflix and stuff like that that I really wish they brought them back so I could, finish watching them all. Yeah. But yeah, dude, I hear it and I'm like, bro, there's stereotypes on this bitch.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, the Zach one with the hip hop dancing was like a little. I felt
dude,
like that was fucking racist, dude.
I was like, bro, I'm so glad this was the early 90s.
Yeah, that shit wouldn't fly anymore. But it was so cool for Zach, the actor, right, the guy who plays him, to come in and be like, hey, remember when my character would hip hop dance and fight and shit like that? Because I don't know why, even when I was younger, I thought it was stupid, but I thought it was cool. There was just something about it that I couldn't get past. I wanted him to do capoeira or something, but
it would have made more sense if he was doing capoeira.
Yeah, because it was a real system.
Yeah.
But like him breakdancing.
Breakdance fighting.
Yeah, breakdance, literal breakdance fighting, right? Because like back in the day, he would do some silly shit, but like this one, he's like breakdancing, and he's doing a little bit more capoeira kind of stuff. But like, I don't know, it was like a video game or like a comic book, I guess, where each character just has their theme, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was all still there. Everybody did exactly what they did back in the day. It was like the pages never turned.
I get it, and you know what, dude, and like nothing really against David Yost or anything like that, but that really was like the height of his career. He's tried to get some directing jobs afterwards, and he's made like a couple, I think, like independent films and stuff, but like his career never really took off after that.
Really, none of them. The only one that was Jason David Frank tried, but
yeah, and really,
it was a lot of failed B movies and stuff.
Yeah, I mean Johnny Young Bosch is probably the most successful,
the only person,
outside of the Power Ranger lineup, the whole Power Ranger lineup.
Yeah, that's everyone.
Yeah,
that's everyone. Like in fucking history of the Power Rangers, if you think about it.
Yeah,
because
it's Johnny Young Bosch, and good on him for it. But yeah, dude, I mean they just. I think I'm not gonna say with like, oh, stick with what you know, right? Because I think that's so insensitive and kind of cheap. But instead, I would have to say that I think that like David Yost is kind of playing on the fact that like the Power Rangers shows back in the day were so impactful to us as like as the viewers now, and stuff. And he's really tucking on like the nostalgia strings.
It would really impress you guys like how they were able to pull like that 90s vibe back. I think that was what the impressive part to me was, is like they really made it feel like if it was like from the 1990s to now, like real quick. Other than that, this movie has no, like, it doesn't have no fucking feet in the game. Like, you're not going to get a new series. This isn't going to reinvigorate anyone's acting career. I don't even think you get like a mini arc out of this in any way. I think it was just a good nod. And then at the end, they give like a in memoriam to
Hugh Trang and
Hugh Trang and Jason David Frank. So, I mean, for what it was worth, it was a fun little ride. Enjoyable. It was enjoyable. It was cool. It was cool. Other than that, I mean, like I said, you'll see that probably in the thing too. It's just, it was an okay movie. It was just more to bring us there. But if you guys get a chance, it's on Netflix. You guys make sure you check it out.
I know I'm going to. I just haven't yet. That's just what it is for me right now.
True that. All right, boys, on to the last part of the conversation, pretty much what we got going on. We have the Mandalorian season finale. That's the biggest talking point, the biggest elephant in the room. I want to hear what you guys got to say. This is it for Star Wars for a little bit. I know there's a lot of shit popping off right now, but we'll make sure we cover that next time. You'll give us more talking points later once it kind of fluctuates. But what we have in front of us right now, the Mandalorian season 3 finally finished, came to a big end, Battle of Mandalore kind of shit. What'd you guys think?
Brian, I'm gonna let you go first, brother. Fuck this show.
Yeah. All right, good. All right. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one that was gonna burn on this steak.
All right, so let me talk about the things that I did like. I
Mhm.
liked, the there were some cool ass fucking shots in this episode. The Mandalorian air fight, chef's kiss, right?
That was sick,
Yep.
dude.
Fucking great.
Fucking, why didn't everybody have a hammer? That was fucking great to watch the Forge chick just
Yeah.
beating the fuck out. Bang,
Yeah.
bong.
Watching,
I was
watching,
like, dude,
watching Bo slice people with the fucking dark
sword.
saber
It was just so
in
cool.
midair was fucking chef's kiss. That was fucking great. And there was even like a shot where it was like from like a helmet of like a Mandalorian, just flying in, and then the one that was like that shot the rocket from their back and hit.
It blew
That
another
was
motherfucker up.
Fucking great. That was fucking amazing, dude. And yeah, I think that was about all the positives I got from that episode.
Church. Preach it, brother.
There were a few negatives. There were a few negatives on
5 minutes of good shit.
delicate you're being right now,
40 minutes of negative.
I'm trying to be positive and then just give a little bit of negative. Yeah, the Grogu Praetorian shit was just wild to me. Why in the fuck did the what was his name? What's
Moff.
Moff Gideon? Why did Moff Gideon's clones explode? Can anybody explain that to me?
They have a self-destruct.
I guess it was the button or whatever.
What button? What button was
Yeah.
pushed?
I don't know. How do you open his eyes,
you,
man?
You see him fucking with something right before all that happens.
Yeah, he's on like the control. Like it's
Okay,
just
all right.
that he like
Fair enough.
disintegrated him.
Okay, Trix, let's say that there's like a magical self-destruction button or code that you can explode all the full-grown. First off, if you're gonna clone yourself, why the fuck would you clone full-grown men of yourselves? But whatever.
Why would you do it at your age at like 68?
Anyway. But let's just say there was this magical self-destructing code. You physically saw on a map where Din Djarin was. Why would you not stop him or intercept him before he got to this room where you can magically explode all of the clones that are going to carry out your plans? Why watch him do that and then allow him to... Dude,
seems like a feng shui flaw when you put the fucking clone room before your fucking quarters of fighting. When you want your dude to walk through that, because he's gonna be like, "Oh shit, this was your plan."
am I nitpicking here?
Let me fuck your bento box.
Am I being nitpicky?
Like I get it, I mean, as it is, like I was watching, like no shit. I was going through last week's episode, and on Facebook, a self-proclaimed army ranger actually broke down the entrance into the cave, and he's like, this should have been done, this should have been done, this should have been done, this should have been done. Why wasn't anything done like this if she's some sort of leader and things like that, and blah blah blah. And he just tore down that entire scene. I mean, it was cool to see, but like, yes, like why would she almost knowingly walk them into a fucking ambush?
Into a trap.
Yeah. Basically. Like fucking, you could hear Admiral Akbar in the fucking back. That's a trap, like that's a trap. But
why didn't Pal Vizsla just walk backwards and be the last dude out the door?
Yeah, he wanted to hold him off. That part I get. No, that part I get. He wanted to hold him off. I get that part.
Why didn't they just make Grogu a two clickers, one to say yes and one to say no? Like, what did it have to be in a walking suit for? Like, what did that walking suit do for him? When you could have just put two little voice buttons on his hands. Like, other than that, like I didn't see a purpose in the machine. Like mech, I think the bubble would be better.
Why did they have Moff Gideon break the Darksaber? What was the point in that?
To tell you the truth, I can give you a reason.
Why?
So what's gonna happen is, this is just my take on it. is everything's pointing as Grogu's going to be the next Emperor of Mandalore. He's going to be the next king. And that's why he's able to be like a Beastmaster, kind of feel the Mythosaur. And that's going to be his Luke Skywalker moment when they broke Anakin's lightsaber and he had to rebuild his own. So he's going to rebuild the dark saber as his lightsaber. So Grogu's going to get his own little black saber. But he needs the crystal. The crystals is what's important. So, but he has it. It's there. Because there's no way that he could have broken it with his bare hands. The fucking dark saber is Beskar. And you're going to say that fucking dude crushed his hands. Yeah, he squeezed the shit out of it. Like if it was a fucking tin can. And he not only that, he's squeezing fucking Bo-Katan's hand in between. It would have crushed her goddamn knuckles. But yeah, so I gotta know, Brian, 10 out of 10 or what? What's your take on this?
Yeah, I think I could literally just rag on this episode for another hour. I don't want to, because I really, there were some parts in this shit that I really did enjoy.
Yeah, they're fun.
So I will probably give it I would watch, if I were to watch any episode over again of this season, it would probably be that episode. And it's probably for the Mandalorian air fight.
The war scene, right?
Yeah, I think the last 2 episodes save this season from being just a complete disaster. It's still mids, but I think it saved it from being a complete disaster for me.
Yeah.
I'd have to really agree with Brian on that, like, because I really tried to fucking give this like all of its dues and be like, no, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other. And you know, what was it, 2 weeks ago, where I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm done. I can't.
Yeah.
Like I've like everything that I've tried to fucking put behind this, I just can't anymore. You know, there's like they have to fucking do something with this show. If not, then it's almost irredeemable. This is just a throwaway season.
Triggs, it was. At the end of this season, where are we? Where are we? Where are we as opposed to where we were before the season started?
Now it's just now it's just fucking, was it Din Djarin in a little hut, you know, being a weird little bounty hunter again.
But what got accomplished? I mean, okay, so the Mandalorians rejoined. That's cool. And I'm sorry, dude.
What was the purpose?
Din Grogu, dude. You guys riding with that? That's
nah,
cool,
fuck
you guys?
no. I'm not riding with that.
That's cool.
That sounds stupid as fuck.
It,
sounds dumb as shit.
I
I think this episode to me was like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. It made me go back and think episode 2, where they did the whole Blade Runner series with that weird guy that could clone people from season 1 and all this shit. And I'm like, why did that matter? Why did that whole episode with that guy, them changing people's brains? I mean, it was a cool episode and it opened up this idea of the universe, but what did it play for this season? Because never did it go back unless you just wanted to see that weird chick that was with him in the episode. She only just made cameos in other episodes. Nothing of that relates. Even the idea of the cloning doesn't really relate as strong as that episode brought cloning into like the factor. Because then it's just Moff Gideon cloning 60-year-old versions of himself.
I was hoping that episode would, and I think we talked about it when we talked about that episode, is that I was hoping that in the future that would explain the advancement of cloning.
Yeah,
but
no.
At the end of this season, we already realized that they were
already doing it.
They were already doing it.
They didn't need that guy.
So they didn't even need that guy.
They didn't need that whole episode.
Yeah. So the episode.
They didn't even need that chick to be like, yo, the Mandalorians are coming together. Because he already apparently knew that shit.
My whole argument for that episode got washed away in the season finale, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's why I was like, it so confused me, because they put a lot of effort into that episode.
And I liked it.
For a zero cash out. For zero fucking cash out. Yeah, I kind of feel like what you said to me is probably what it is the Mandalorians flying into each other at battle. Axe's character flying out of fucking orbit in the jetpack.
That was fucking amazing.
That was really cool, but I was really confused because like in 3 episodes before that, they all fucking ran out of fuel chasing a giant bird with a kid. But fuck it, they can go into space with it, I guess. They
At
all
this
feel
point,
the.
dude. At this point, you
I
just gotta.
didn't even care anymore.
Yeah, at this
I
point,
didn't
dude,
care anymore.
you're just
Um,
along for the ride, man.
Him flying into space was fucking cool.
Yo,
And then
did
them all
anyone
jumping
know?
out?
Did anyone know that Mandos can go into fucking? They can fly into
Dude,
space? Did anybody know that?
I didn't even care at the end of this shit. I was just like, whatever, dude. I'm with it. All right, we breaking lightsabers with bare hands.
Was I the only one that blew? Like that was my mind was blown.
No, that was me too. That was me 100%. I was like, sure, because like, dude, literally, they just made an effort to make them run out of gas. I didn't know they could run out of gas. In the other, I thought they were small bursts.
Dude, they can fly into space, bro.
For some reason, and tell me, Triggs, you too. Did you always assume that it was like a thrust boost, not an entire like, hey, dude, fucking fly for 15 hours into space?
No, I always knew that it was sustained
That
flight.
they could fly like from the ground to space.
Well, not from to space, but I knew that it was sustained flight.
They were in orbit. They were in
Yeah,
whatever.
they
understand what you
flew.
guys are saying.
They were in orbit, dude.
I understand what you guys are saying, but
Holy shit!
like, like from a scientific standpoint, it takes a lot of thrust to get into fucking, space.
Dude, you have to break the atmosphere.
We're in fucking orbit.
I do know that, like, yes, like there is, I knew beforehand that it was like those jetpacks were made for sustained flight. I
guess since I had never really seen it,
Yeah,
it's always just
I've
been
never seen
bursts
it.
or something. Like I always thought they could burst somewhere or hold for a little bit, and then you fucking bring that bitch down. But like this one really pushed the envelope. But I'll tell you what, that guy Axe really redeemed himself in this episode.
Hell
that
yeah.
that whole thing, crashing the
MVP.
fucking ship down into the fucking hole, like all that shit was cool as fuck. The Mandos, when he's like, everybody off the ship, I'm gonna crash this bitch, and all of them just jump out and get into the ships. I was like, yo, he just flew into space. Fuck the ships, just fly straight down. Like, what do you need the other ships for? Why do you even have ships? You just be flying around like the fucking Attack on Titan dudes. Like you could kill everybody as like little dudes. But I thought it was so cool when they went through the clouds and then the fucking fighters came up.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, but they're still directors doing this shit. You know what I mean? They're not just throwing random shit at us.
Was that on us? Like, should egg be on our face? Because like last week we were all kind of like theorizing who the spies were, and then ends up that there were no spies.
There's no spies. Why the fuck did they name it Spies? I hated it so much.
I think it was because the spy was that fucking Aaliyah chick or whatever, the New Republic chick who was a spy for Moff Gideon.
Who the fuck cares about that Blade Runner built chick at the beginning of the story?
Doesn't matter, man. It was
the one from episode 2, bro.
It was appropriately named.
The chick that has like a name or whatever. I guess I assumed that it was the armorer. But did you guys assume it was the armorer?
No, like I said, we were theorizing all last week about it, but there's no even if Tricks, even if you're right, there wasn't any type of payoff. Like there's no
story behind it.
There was no definition or a definitive answer.
I guess because you find out that she is actually working with Moff Gideon.
Okay.
You kind of I guess you could kind of say that would be the payoff if you think like very very Star Warsy kids cartoon. Like that's an easy payoff for the character, and to call it Spies. But
what is she? What the fuck was she spying on? Yeah. But what was she spying on? What was she spying on?
I don't know. It doesn't even make sense because I don't even know where she was monitoring the Mandalorians in the first place.
Okay.
They weren't even talking about that region when it came to the other episode where they even brought her in. They didn't even care about the Outer Rims. Remember?
Yeah.
So how is this chick now finding out that the Mandalorians are taking Mandalore and fucking doing all this stuff? Like, why does she care now? You know what I mean?
Was this Moff Gideon a clone?
I fucking don't even start. I fucking hope not. That was a shit.
Or did he put his helmet back on and survive the whole thing?
He did. He put his helmet on, and he got burned the fuck up. He got exploded.
He's got Beskar armor on. Why is he burning in fire?
Because his arms aren't covered in Beskar all the way.
Well, fucking Pedro Pascal got fucking lit up by fire for like 2 solid
the whole
minutes.
episode.
Rewatch this episode. I saw like 4 people get flamethrowed in that episode and be absolutely fine.
It would be good. Yeah, it'd be good. Yeah, they're just like, I'm gonna dodge this shit, front roll or whatever.
I
They
saw
just front
Din
roll out of it.
Djarin. I saw Din Djarin take a point blank fucking flamethrower and just be absolutely fine.
Pretty
Yeah,
much
this
to the
this
face.
episode really
Pretty
made
much
me
to the face.
question.
Pretty
Yeah,
much to the
this
face.
this episode specifically really made me question why the fuck do these guys still use flamethrowers if they're not successful with them? Like, there's no reason, no fucking reason to have a flame. That's like the most like barbaric weapon
Well,
you can think
to
of
be fair,
nowadays.
not everyone's drenched in fucking Beskar.
In Beskar.
Yeah, but like, there was a lot of not success in this episode, and if that's the people you're hanging with, like, maybe you just need to get new weapons or some shit.
But at the same time, that's also why I say, like, this is a very, like, and I hate to say it like this, a very Beskar heavy season.
Everyone's got that shit.
Everyone's
Remember
got
that shit was
Beskar.
rare. Do you remember in the first season that shit was like
get
super rare?
Beskar and you
Yeah,
get
it's like
Beskar.
Oprah just throwing
Everybody
that
get
shit at everybody,
Beskar.
dude. Moff Gideon just fucking throwing it out like everybody's got a fucking
Season
Herself, dude.
season one, Beskar was like the fucking
Bee's
the
knees,
rarest,
bro.
the rarest holy
Yeah.
grail shit. But now everyone has fucking Beskar. That's great.
Yeah, now you can't get rid of it. Now you can't. Now it's at the Dollar General, man.
Yo, we're being so toxic on this shit right now, dude.
Yo, why did
to,
they?
to me, what it ended up becoming, dude, and like, and I actually kind of wanted to bring this up earlier, like in one of our previous discussions with the whole Quentin Tarantino thing, was Denis Villeneuve's Dune. Dune is a super rare substance in the Dune universe, but there's a whole planet covered in it.
Yeah.
There's a whole planet covered in it, but it is the hottest commodity in the universe.
Yeah, and Rob brings up a very great point. When Din Grogu, which I hate that freaking name, when he starts walking into the saloon with Din Djarin,
did you love that shit? Did you?
you know what he
really
looked
the
like?
fact-
He looked like the old school puppeteers. Like someone had like the fucking finger puppeteers
Yeah, they should
holding
have just
his
left
legs.
the wires in the shot, dude.
And
They
they-
fucking
Oh,
sell
dude,
it.
you're gonna get so mad because I have more than a solid feeling that's exactly what it was.
That's exactly what it looked like.
They should have just left the
You
wire. It
may
looks
as
so
well just
fucking
gear up for the
shit, dude.
disappointment now, because I guarantee you there was a dude in a fucking blue screen.
Yep.
Just
Yo, that's exactly what it looked like. I'm like, yo, you can't tell me in 2023 that's the best you can come up with, bro.
That was-
and
Dude,
you tell me you couldn't get Wee Man or something like that to put on a Grogu
I
suit?
would rather a midget. I'm sorry, a small person in a fucking Grogu suit
Walk that shit out.
Walk that shit, bro.
I
Holy
would-
guacamole, man.
That literally almost got me to like throw my remote control at my television, dude. I was
Holy
like,
man.
I was almost completely done with this, dude.
That
I
shit
was-
was crazy.
I was so blown away that they did the I am Groot with baby Grogu saving Din Djarin and fucking Bo-Katan with the music of like Groot at the first Guardians movie when he wraps everybody up.
I'm surprised he
Like-
didn't talk, yo. I'm surprised he didn't say
I'm
his
so
words.
tired of this 50-year-old not being able to say something.
I'm surprised. Like that would have been a perfect time for him to talk.
Yeah, he says like what he's gonna say, like we are Grogu, or what's he? What do you what fucking I am Groot? Or I mean,
I don't
it's the
know,
same
but
shit.
like the whole conversation was he can't become a foundling because
I just
he
wanted
can't
him to say
speak.
fuck.
he couldn't become
like,
an
just-
apprentice. Because
apprentice. I'm
couldn't
sorry.
speak.
He,
Yeah,
he couldn't become an
he is a
apprentice.
foundling. He
He's
could
a
not become an
foundling.
apprentice.
He couldn't become
Because
an
he couldn't
apprentice because he
speak.
couldn't
When
speak.
he's
So
looking
that would have
down
been
in
the
that
perfect time
moment-
for him to say like something.
When he's looking down at that moment, I just wanted him to say fuck, dude. Like just
Fuck the show.
yeah,
He
like
should've
he
been
just
like,
can't
"Fuck this
speak
show."
words except for fuck, dude. Like just by itself, he just looks down and goes fuck. Like I would have been like, yeah, all right, yeah, 10 out of 10. That sold it for me. I did like that they finally got this idea to be like, okay, cool, like Grogu can use the Force. Let's have him fight alongside Din Djarin and move weapons and shit. But they made him so goddamn clumsy. They made it so clunky that he was just all over the place. Why wasn't he like crushing dudes' helmets and breaking arms and legs? He was like throwing toys at them and fucking
Okay.
tripping them and tying their shoelaces. And I was like, dude, fucking
Last-
kill somebody, bro.
Last stump. I swear to God, I have, and this is my last time of shitting on this episode because I actually didn't enjoy it. But was it not weird that he ultimately was able to have a force field to shield them from like this big ass blast? But when like two fucking metal sticks fell on
Oh,
Grogu.
he couldn't do
He
shit.
couldn't get up off of that shit. Was that not weird, dude?
No, that wasn't weird. That was. That was.
Honestly, I would have pegged that as like a good comedy moment in the series because I
It
would.
was a fucking serious part though,
No.
Trigger. Like, he's fucking about to die, dude.
If I'm Pedro Pascal's, character, I'd have been like, seriously, I've seen you lift dinosaurs. This.
It was literally two metal bars. It was two metal bars, like the width of and the length of my fingers on Grogu, and he was struggling to get them off.
Oh man, god damn it! You know what I really hated? I'm gonna tell you exactly what I really hated.
Everything.
Is that at the end of the episode, after all the fucking bullshit was done, they tied every knot back.
Yeah, and I said that as if like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, they brought a robot to the city, and now he's got a chief. He got a cabin. Grogu's playing with some frogs. He did his fucking taxes on time. Like it's just everything fell into place at the end. That was so perfect.
Honestly,
That at the very end, he's sitting at the cabin and Grogu's playing with some frogs, and then they do like the Bugs Bunny fucking ending with the circle on Grogu, like "but I'm done, welcome back, bye" or whatever. I was like, dude.
honestly, I think this is the. I think.
Wait, you hate
I don't
that
want
they gave him a nice ending?
Yeah, he's mad about that.
There's just something
but honestly,
about it,
dude,
I was just like, dude, like
there is a
this is supposed
genius.
to lead up to Ahsoka.
No,
Like,
there's like a
nothing about
genius
this leading up
aspect.
to Ahsoka.
There's a genius aspect of this to where they did all of this and they didn't fuck
Touch
up
the universe.
They didn't fuck up the timeline. They didn't fuck up the lore. They just
They
had their
can't.
own little shit and put everything back in place to where if you want to get to Ahsoka, if you want to get to anywhere else in the Star Wars universe, you can go there because they put it there. Does that make any
Because
sense?
it never happened, but it happened.
Yeah, exactly.
That sucks.
Like they didn't fuck anything up.
There's no repercussions from this.
There was no repercussions. Like they didn't
that
fuck anything up.
sucks. That completely, utterly fucking blows donkey dong, dude.
That's kind of genius, bro. That's kind of genius.
No, that's not
I'm gonna,
you know what?
I'm
You
gonna
know
give
what
you
that
guys
does?
this fucking this reach around, and
Look,
you guys won't
I'll
even
tell
know
you
what the
what.
fuck happened.
I'm gonna tell you where this is genius, because this story of the Mandalorian is exciting and interesting. All season 1 through now, it's been interesting, and where it's going, I don't know. But I'm cool with Dave Filoni and Favreau. Like I'm good with them doing shit because their shit is interesting. What makes this fucking weird is the Mandalorian culture that's been away from its homeworld for thousands of years, in a span of 30 years after the Empire, was able to take back its home fucking country, have its own little fucking Yoda and Bo-Katan and the Black Saber, and all of that shit got brought back to purpose, and no one mentioned it in the other trilogy. None of it was ever mentioned that any of this happened. This would have been an important fucking story in some factor other than just what is it? I can't even think about it. The First Order. Like there's something about it that would do. You can't tell me that that's not important. Like the Mandalorian culture taking it all back, taking Mandalore, and then they never speak of it in anything. And now John Favreau and Dave Filoni are over here like making a huge fucking epic story in between some shit that no one knew they could fit it in. Because this literally, you know what this reminded me of? Brian, you and I talked about it. How the fuck do you keep trying to fit in stories into what little time Star Wars has? We talked about this during the Obi-Wan story, and you were like, dude, when are they going to stop? Like, there's only so much you can do between these little time periods.
Yeah.
Like, and then you're just like, well, you're caught up to all the other bullshit they fucked up. These guys literally pulled it off with an amazing fucking story. And they added the fucking Ezra Bridges story in it, and the Thrawn story. That's all I gotta say. I can't hear you, Brian. Oh, he's on the phone. Yeah, he's fine. Triggs.
Yo.
What do you got to say, man? I know we don't got a lot of time. Brian's already got to get going.
Well, Well, I mean, like, kind of to your point, dude. Ahsoka's show is going to be Ahsoka's show. You know, like, it didn't need Mandalorian to usher in that show.
Yeah, to usher it in.
So, I mean, I think your point's a little bit weak, but I mean, whatever. If you feel that strongly about it, I totally understand. But like for me, it wasn't like this was a completely necessary thing to have.
Yeah, guys, I gotta go. I'm sorry, guys. I love you guys. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta
I was
go.
gonna take off voice.
Love you guys.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
But you know, I think that like, I just want to see what they're gonna do in the movie. You know, because I was under the understanding that they were gonna make the movie after this, not a season 4. If they do season 4, well, I hope it's better.
Yeah, they have a setup for a season 4 with him like doing bounties with the kid now.
Yeah, but they can also just do that in the movie.
Yeah, they could just throw that in there as that's what they've been doing since then, right?
Yeah,
that's true. I just think it's too much money to be made, but we're gonna have to see where it goes from there. Overall, I think The Mandalorian season 3 would be probably a 7 out of 10 for me.
I'd have to kind of
probably about a 7 out of 10.
Very soft 8. Very
for it having a lot more action and a lot more backstory. I kind of feel like this takes from the original theme of the Mandalorian show, and it kind of made it a lot bigger than what it was. And I just feel like it didn't hit right. I feel like this would have been something that they could have done as the backstory with the Thrawn and Ahsoka show.
See,
you know what I mean?
But with that, I feel like it would have been very convoluted if they did that. Like, as if there's too much happening. Yeah,
because you got to understand, and this is where I say it, like, the Mandalorians retaking Mandalore, that's huge. That's like episodical movement in Star Wars history.
Oh, and I get it. And I understand completely where you're coming from.
And it just glossed over by Metal Gear Grogu. And I don't know, the breaking of the black saber. I don't know. It's just weird. The dark saber.
I think that's more symbolic, if anything.
Yeah. There's just something about it that I was just like, maybe it just didn't hit right. But yeah, 7 out of 10.
Like I really, really liked the episodes, or like this particular episode, and I agree with Brian. I think this is probably like the only rewatchable episode for me. You know,
yeah, I could say that one probably. I would go back to watch Paz Vizsla die. I thought that death scene was really, really good.
Yeah,
like him fighting and just the honorable part. Like I thought that was really good. They did very well for him.
But I mean, we got new Star Wars IPs coming out. So
what do you feel like is the future of this franchise? Because we know Ahsoka's coming and we know what that has to deal with. That has to deal with Thrawn and Ezra Bridges and all that stuff. But what do you think for the Mandalorian? Where does it go from here?
Where does it go from here?
Yeah.
Oof. He just goes back to his bounty hunting. You know, his service is technically over. You know, because I mean, who's it? Bo-Katan is now essentially retaken Mandalore.
Yeah.
You know, so his charge essentially is over.
Yeah, and then he just goes back to just doing his stuff, right?
Yeah.
I hope it works, man. I've liked what they've done with the Mandalorian this season. Like I said, it's kind of soft, but with the whole them retaking Mandalore and all this stuff, it gives them that opportunity to have a really big catering. It gives you that opportunity to explore the universe a lot more and have that big catering army that we had so awesome in the Rebels and in the Clone Wars. So with the Mandalores and all that stuff, I think it's going to be a very impressive thing. I just don't know what they're going to do with it. Yeah, other than that, man, I don't think we got much to talk about. We're supposed to end this at like 11, so we went a little bit over. So Brian already took off, but Triggs, is there anything else you want to talk about? Cover anything?
You know, man, not really. You know, other than like, I'd have to say this weird leak supposedly of fucking Daisy's or fucking who's it? Ray's weird fucking pregnancy. Yeah.
I heard about that too. I kind of.
Did you hear?
I mean, this goes off of like the
going to be coming back.
Which one? Oh, like, yeah.
To me, I thought was like the biggest
John Boyega
field. Yeah,
because he did not like the way he was taken care of.
Yeah, because I figured he would have told them to go fuck themselves. But
I'm going back to the comment section real quick, and it says, John, what's up, dude? Good to see you in the comment section, my dude. Says, was this supposed to be mentioned, or did George Lucas want to do it? I don't know what part that is. He probably said that earlier in mid conversation. We'll go back to that. But Robert says, "I bet you anything that Moff Gideon survived." Well, I mean, the crazy thing about it is, I'm not gonna lie, this goes off of that shit that I hate, but like Star Wars's variation of time travel or multiverse is cloning. So, being that you saw Moff Gideon was already cloning himself, there's always a possibility that he survived, and there'll just be clones everywhere or whatnot.
If that's the case, and I kind of hate to say it, but spoiler alert, he dies later.
Yeah.
Or is dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
He ain't in the fucking other trilogy.
Yep.
So.
John also says, was the Mandalorian a separate story, or was it from the comic books or novels? Actually, the Mandalorian, the series, was created originally from Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau for just specifically the streaming service.
But there was
and
a
it
lot
just
of takeaway from the novels and comic
yeah.
books, though.
But it was, as you can see, it was super fucking successful, hyper successful, and it grew tremendously, man. Better than Boba Fett.
I mean, it really did revitalize the franchise, though. Like,
John also says the Super Mario Brothers movie. I hear it's amazing. It's almost in the 1 billion club. Can't wait for it to do an amazing stuff. I'm really excited.
Oh, no, it is a great movie. I finally saw it.
And Kathleen Kennedy announced more Star Wars movies. Yes, she has. And that's where we're talking about right now, where Ridley Scott, Daisy Ridley came out and said that there's a possibility of rape pregnancy, which I don't understand. I don't know if they're going to do some metachlorian birth with him or Ben Solo, or if it's supposed to be something different. Like,
that's kind of what I'm expecting, to be honest.
You know, I was even kind of like hoping that we were going to get some type of like Ben Kenobi cameo in The Mandalorian 3. Like him as a kid after Luke is already starting the Jedi Academy.
Yeah, but he still wouldn't have been born yet. Or
yeah, I mean, it's still really early, right?
If he was born, he'd be a literal baby.
Yeah, but just something, man, because like, you know, but that's the other thing is like, the other thing that I've been hearing is a lot of people were saying, do you think this is part of that last 3 movies universe? Now that there's a multiverse or some time travel. That would suck if they started doing this shit.
I mean, I don't know who the fuck's saying that, but I mean, like, everyone loves their fan theories.
Yeah.
Everyone loves their fan theories. But that's the thing, dude. Once people start making fan theories, it's really shitty to say. They make it to as if that doesn't happen, the whole thing is trash.
Yeah.
And I think that's so unfair.
Like an escape or something?
Yeah, like as if like it didn't come from what I thought or was previously expecting.
So it's not that good.
Yeah. And you kill your expectation that way. And I think I think you're just essentially just shooting yourself in the foot when people do that. You know, because like, I mean, regardless of how anyone feels about season 3, like, or even the Mandalorian show, it's been, like you said, hyper successful. It revitalized the Star Wars franchise. And on top of that, like we have a newly rebirthed franchise because of this show.
Yeah, because of this show. And going into Ahsoka, it's going to be pretty wild.
I'm still not a big fan of Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, but I mean, hey, dude, I mean, she still kills it. Like, that is not at all to take away from the fact that she's an amazing actress, does amazing things, and did do very well as Ahsoka. It's just not the casting I would have chosen.
Yeah, the thing that I like about her is that she's actually a fan of the Rebels cartoon and really did like the Ahsoka character. She even asked if she could play Ahsoka, like was literally like clamoring for the idea of being a part of this. Which to me, again, that goes to people who, when they like this series and they can name characters and talk about them a little bit, kind of gives them some type of value to coming in and them honoring the character.
I agree, but you know, like when you have something like that, and sometimes like passion like that can still kind of like almost kind of kill it. And
yeah, of course.
Like, and I hate using this as an example because I fucking love this series. Is The Witcher? You know, like Henry Cavill is a huge Witcher fan, huge Witcher fan. And you know, there have been multiple reports that apparently he was very hard to work with because he wanted to stay very source material, like true, and like for the most part it is, but like he was like, oh no, like in this page he says this, not this. we should say this, and it's kind of like, but I mean, like, I don't know if that's true. These are just reports.
Yeah, they're just rumors.
Until he actually comes out and says, like, yeah, dude, I was pretty bad.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna come out. I don't think anybody's gonna come out about it anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
it's all pointing fingers from here, man. That one's always all pointing fingers.
I mean, he still has one more season to do of Witcher before they hand it off to Liam.
I thought they already handled it off.
No, it has been handed off, but he's still in the middle of shooting season 4.
Whoa, I didn't even know that. Well, that's exciting.
Season 3. My bad, season 3.
Yeah, well, that's about it, guys. I want to thank everybody for tuning in for us with us this afternoon or evening here on this Friday night here at the Average Boys Podcast. I appreciate every one of you. Triggs, thank you so much for jumping in. Brian, if you're out there and you're still kind of casual listening to us, we miss you, bro. Thank you so much for being with us. And sorry to keep you so late. I hope you have fun wherever you're going. Yeah, other than that, to our extraordinary listeners, we appreciate every one of you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to hit us up during the week. Join us on our Discord, the Average Boys with a Z on Discord. Jump in and do all the memes and watch all the videos and things that we post. It's a crazy place to be. Yeah, we appreciate everyone of you, like I said, and be safe out there. And we'll see you guys again next Friday here on the Average Boys Podcast live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Guys, thank you very much. Have a good night. Peace.